My weekend is great. I was going to see you.
Step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Good morning. I'm loving that.
Is it a good morning? Is it a good morning, Zoe?
It is a good morning
Is it
because
really?
today is a public holiday in South Africa. I hope you are ready to go and vote and that you've registered to vote.
Yeah, exactly, man. That is our great hope, that you go and make your choice. If you want to do it to send a message, go and do that. If you want to do it to keep things going in the way that you like them right now, do that. Whatever you want to use your vote for, go and use it because it is your right. We're going to get into the sport this morning. You know what I was thinking about just now? We've got this lovely guy who works with us, Keenan, and I was just hoping, because he is a Man United fan, that his little umbrella that he was walking down here had holes in it, and that he got soaking wet on his way in this morning, and that he was now that he's like, I hope he's uncomfortable right now as he sits in his chair. Just tough. It's been tough for the Spurs fans, but there are a lot of fans celebrating this weekend. Of course, Sundowns as well. We'll get into their celebratory moments. So lots to celebrate, including a festival of lights.
That's right. Ahead of Diwali, that's on Thursday. Now, what we're going to do today is we're going to show you some traditional snacks and sweet treats in the kitchen to some lavish outfits ideas ahead of the big day. We're also going to be highlighting the special festival celebrated by Hindus. Now, the festival usually lasts about 5 days, and it is considered an auspicious time to start off some new adventures. So really a special festival.
Well, if you do have a new venture to start, something that could change your fortunes, maybe this is the week to do it. We've got you inspired this morning. If there's one person that can make me feel just a little bit better about life, he's sitting right there.
You know what? That's why I love you. You say such nice things. I love it so much. Welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. My name is Carl Wasty, and I just wanted to ask you on social media, because, you know, it's that type of day. It is a very, very happy Diwali to you, if you are indeed celebrating. And it's the Festival of Lights. So I wanted to ask you, what are your plans? What are you up to today? And also, if you have any ideas as to how we can celebrate along with you, if we can make some of those incredible traditional dishes, if your family has any Diwali traditions, we'd love to see any of those. So post them on the Expresso Facebook page. We'd love to see exactly what you're up to, especially the sweet treats. I know that Zoe mentioned earlier that we were going to do sweet treats. So I'm going to get started already, but you go to the Expresso Facebook page and let me know. And a happy Diwali and happy voting day. So good.
Speaking of voting, I'll start off with national headlines. The Electoral Commission of SA has called on citizens to vindicate their right to vote. It said it was time for all to work together to ensure elections are free, fair and safe, and that the outcome would reflect the will of the SA electorate. Now, the briefing came after the IEC wrapped up the second and final day of special voting in the 2021 municipal elections. During the 2 days allowed for special votes, 83% cast their votes. The polls opened this morning at 7 a.m. and closes at 9 p.m. tonight. Meanwhile, more than 18,000 police officers will be deployed for today's local government elections in KwaZulu-Natal. Police Minister Bheki Cele addressed police officers in Durban. He said eThekwini is the biggest problem area where 97 hotspots have been pinpointed. Demonstrations erupted at Mistake Farm in Umzinto, among other places. 2 civilians and 9 police officers were injured when police and protesting community members clashed. The community members were protesting against election candidates. Now, moving to news abroad, Islamic religious police in northern Nigeria arrested a man who put himself up for sale to escape abject poverty. Now, a local official had said 26-year-old Aliu Idris was arrested by the morality police in Kano after pictures emerged on social media showing him holding a placard indicating he was up for auction at some 730,000 rand. Kano is one of a dozen predominantly Muslim northern Nigerian states where Sharia law is enforced alongside common law. Idris, a tailor by trade, went around the city with the placard inscribed with the sale offer. And Tesla chief executive Elon Musk has become the first person to cross the $300 billion net worth threshold after his fortune surged by $10 billion in a day thanks to Tesla share spikes. This a day before Microsoft regained its title of the world's most valuable company. The increase came after the electric car firm inked a huge deal with Hertz for a rental giant to buy some 100,000 of its vehicles. SA-born Musk is now worth over $100 billion, more than the second richest man on earth, Amazon founder Jeff Bezos. And Max, a blue and gold macaw, aged 20, has received a fully functional 3D printed prosthetic beak after fighting with other macaws, during which his beak was initially damaged, then ripped off. The fisticuffs occurred in 2 separate incidents some time ago. He was operated on at the Robberg Veterinary Clinic in Plettenberg Bay. Local vet Dr. Brendan Tyndall administered the anesthesia. Prof. Gerard Steenkamp attached the prosthesis, and former Pretoria University professor and specialist in prosthodontist Koels van Heerden assisted Steenkamp, who was recently member of a team that performed the first CT scan on a live adult rhino at the Onderstepoort Veterinary Academic Hospital, on which we reported a few days ago. And he said, and I quote, "Max is doing fine, no complications with the beak have been so far." Now, the groundbreaking surgery, believed to be the first of its kind in South Africa, was performed under Steenkamp's leadership. As of now, Max is eating normally with his 3D printed titanium beak and has returned home. Well, on that very happy note, that's where I leave your morning headlines. Let's take a first look at the sport, and let's hope it's happy.
Thank you so much, Zoe. Let's start with cricket. Afghanistan flying high. They claimed their second win in 3 matches at the T20 World Cup. That was after beating Namibia by 62 runs. Mohammad Shahzad top scoring with 45 as Afghanistan posted a very good competitive target, 160 for 5 in their 20 overs. Namibia were then restricted to just 98 for 9 as Naween Haq and Hamid Hassan both took 4 wickets apiece. So So New Zealand, they also went on to beat India by an emphatic 8 wickets yesterday. India posting 110 for 7 with Trent Bolt taking 3 for just 20. Daryl Mitchell then scoring 49 as the Black Caps won with more than 5 overs left to spare. Then on to football. The standout game of the weekend saw Man United thump Spurs 3-0. Ronaldo, Cavani and Rashford with the goals as United move up to 5th on the log. Then Chelsea, they continued their winning run by beating Newcastle 3-0. Reece James netting twice as the Blues stretch their lead now at the top to 3 points. That lead is courtesy of Liverpool playing to a 2-2 draw against Brighton, with the Seagulls coming from 2 goals down to earn that point. And then the shock of the weekend undoubtedly was definitely Man City's 2-0 loss to Crystal Palace. Zaha and Gallagher scoring the goals in that one. Then on to the rugby scene, and they're back on top. The All Blacks, and underpinned by fly half Beauden Barrett, who marked his 100th test match with 2 tries. New Zealand, they thumped Wales 54-16 in Cardiff. So the All Blacks ran in 7 tries in total as they remain unbeaten against Wales since 1953. TJ Perenara, Will Jordan, Dalton Papali'i, Severise and Anton Leonard-Brown all crossing the whitewash, as well as New Zealand now move on to 91.36 points in the rankings. South Africa, who are on 91.13 points, of course play Wales this weekend to hopefully regain the top spot before they take on Scotland and England. Then New Zealand, they've got Italy, Ireland and France on their roster. Then on to tennis. Alex Zverev beat American Francis Tiafoe 7-5, 6-4 in the final of the Vienna Open to claim his 5th title of the year. The German has now won in 1 hour and 36 minutes and has won all 5 finals that he has competed in this year, clearly in the form of his life. Zverev found the breakthrough in the 10th, 12th game, which he took after 3 deuces to win the first set. He then served 8 aces in the second set on his way to an emphatic victory. Of course, we haven't touched on the local cup competition. We'll delve into that with 2 super fans in just a moment. But right now, let's get the latest on the weather front.
Thanks a lot, G. Let's take a look at the weather details for you, and starting off with you, the voter. In parts of the Western and Northern Cape, there appears to be a bit of a challenging time ahead for you, given the fact that there are heavy winds that have been predicted, and of course polling stations set up in the IEC tents are expected to receive a bit of a battering. While the weather forecast for the elections today is warm and sunny conditions, that's across Gauteng actually. There's no significant weather events in other parts of the country. Potentially destructive winds are forecast for the southern extremities of the Western Cape, as well as Calvinia, Sutherland and Fraserburg in the Northern Cape. Bubela Bulo of the SA Weather Service said cooler daytime temperatures with some rapid scattered showers are also expected, especially over the Cape Metropole, the Overberg and the Cape Winelands. A few showers with windy conditions are anticipated to spread to the Eastern Cape towards the afternoon and into the evening. Strong winds are also expected over the Garib municipality in the Free State. Now, despite some weather conditions being slightly less favorable, we still inspire you to go out and make your mark. I think the only way to change the political climate is by letting your voice be heard. As we get onto some of your beautiful sunrise photos, and let's start off with Lucy Yacha Mini, who starts up our new week of sunrise views to enjoy this beautiful shot of the sun coming up over the hill between the clouds in the distance. That looks gorgeous. I love the foreground too. Maureen Turner from Durbanville shared this beautiful, warm, hued sunrise photo taken on Sunday morning looking towards the mountains. That actually looks like a dream I had last night. Thank you so much for posting that sunrise picture. We're looking for more, so please go over to the Expresso Facebook page and allow your sunrise beautiful views to be showcased on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Now, the north of the country is feeling like summer. The south, maybe not so much, but let's take a closer look at each of those areas. Temperatures, let's start in Polokwane, 17 to 31 today. Bombela, you can expect 32 as your maximum. That's from a low of 19. Pretoria, 17 up to a beautiful 31 degrees Celsius. Johannesburg, 15 is your low to a high of 28. Mahikeng, you can expect 34 as your max, and that is from a low of 13. And then, of course, let's move on to Klerksdorp. 33 is your max, and that's from a low of 13. Now, Kimberley, 9 is your minimum, and you're going to jump up to 32. You're still shining bright like a diamond, as you always do, Kimberley. Bloemfontein, 8 to 30. Richards Bay, 30 is your max, and there's quite a warm minimum of 20 degrees Celsius for you. Pietermaritzburg, 15 to 32 today. Durban, you can expect 26. Your low is 19. Mthatha, you wake up to 10 degrees Celsius. You're up to 34 later. Thunder showers expected around a 40% chance for you. East London, 14. You're up to 25 later. Just 9 to start in Craddock, up to 33. Gqeberha, you've got 14 this morning, up to 21 with a 30% chance of rain. George, 11 to 19, also 30% chance of precipitation. Cape Town, 12 to 17. There is rain expected if it's not raining already. Worcester, your low of 5 in the morning, and of course you thaw out to 19. Sutherland, just 1 is where you start, but you're up to 14 later. And then Uppington, surprisingly low temperature today, 25 is your maximum from a low of 11 degrees Celsius. So interesting conditions, especially when it comes to voting day, but no matter what you're up to, I'm just glad that you're spending time with your Feel Good Breakfast Show as we check in on Graham, who has really great genes.
Good genes. I thank my mother. Well, actually, I thank wardrobe department and my mother for having good genes this morning. You know, someone once said that happiness is love and blue jeans, and we agree. Absolutely loving the classic 502 tapered jean. It is one of the OGs from Levi's. Perfect everyday jeans. Beautiful kit. Fit, really super comfortable. I always struggle with a bit of room in the thigh, and what I like about here, as much as it's got a kind of a slim tapered feel to it, ample room and mobility in the thigh, woven with a hint of stretch for those guys that are working on the quads. Absolutely love it. You could easily dress this down, I think, with a pair of sandals, maybe a nice tee, or you could dress it up with a shirt, a pair of kind of crystal clear, crisp white sneakers. You could have a little bit of fun with it. Being a public holiday, I kind of went in the middle, went for a whisper of sophistication this morning, or at least my wardrobe department did, pairing my Levi jeans with a nice slim fit golfer, crafted beautiful comfort levels here, crafted from sustainably sourced cotton, a beautiful blend there. I love the look. It's clean, it's crisp, it's ready for a public holiday, and super, super comfy. I'm ready to get out and enjoy the rest of the show and this public holiday. And of course, you guys can shop this look at Woolworths. You can find it available in-store, online, or on their amazing app. Go and check it out.
A promise to the planet, to tread lightly, to act with care, to think of the future, to appreciate nature, to shop more sustainably. Woolworths, the difference.
Only you can make my day.
Welcome back. You are about to delve into all of the weekend sports. Sorry if I'm a little bolshy this morning. If you thought that we were going to talk about Man United beating Tottenham Hotspur 3-0, you were wrong, because we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some brilliant local football. Mamelodi Sundowns, they've done it. They were crowned top 8 winners for the second time in this proud PSL era after beating Cape Town, a very spirited Cape Town City FC, 3-2 on penalties in what was a thrilling final at the Moses Mabhida Stadium this weekend. Oh man, the man of the moment, Sundowns keeper Dennis Onyango was named player of the match, understandably, after saving 5 penalties. Now with us to chat about the match are super fans Tabiso Motlong and Babalwa Burwana. So great to connect with both of you this morning. Babalwa, commiserations. I'm so sorry. City played so well and they really deserved at least a shot at that trophy. But Tabiso, I've got to start with you, buddy. You've done it. It's the second time in this PSL era, but it's been a while. You must be so proud of your team this morning.
Yeah, man. Good morning, Graham. Good morning, Bawalo, and all the viewers, particularly the Yellow Nation. Yeah, man, I'm over the moon, man. We've been waiting for this for the longest time. I mean, it's our first one under the new sponsorship, and yeah, it was a really great game, and City really gave us a game. But I mean, they were up against the best team in the Southern Hemisphere. So, yeah, man, I'm really proud of the boys, particularly the #1 goalkeeper in Africa, Dennis Onyango.
Dennis was on fire. I mean, you could have done it in the full 90 minutes. Were you a little bit upset, or were you confident going into those penalties? Surely Sundowns could have got the job done in full time?
Definitely, man. That was the most frustrating thing, because there was a moment between the 56th minute and the 71st minute where we had them up against the ropes. You know, we had, I think, 4 great chances. Tapelo Morena went one-on-one with Hugo instead of picking a spot or passing at least Shalule, who was open. He had a lousy shot, and then Timbers one hit the upright. Hugo made 2 brilliant saves from Rivaldo Coetzee as well as Kemi Erasmus. And then they made 2 substitutions and bring on Mashiko and Magola. They went to a back 3, and that swayed, the momentum swayed their way. You know, Ralani started occupying the zone 14 area, and Magola made them tick. You know, they had us, man, especially after they scored that equalizer, man. I was telling my brother that I hope that the game goes to extra time now, so that we can get our tactics sorted, because, yeah, man, we had it tough for a good 15 minutes.
Yeah, man. I've got to say, Babalwa, City gave themselves every chance. You must be bitterly disappointed, because you could have won that game in the full 90.
Morning, Graham, morning, Tabis, and morning, viewers and the citizens at home. It was a fantastic game. City gave it all from the beginning of the game. Well prepared, everything was on top in that game. We just went with all that we had. We were just unfortunate. Dennis Onyango, what can you say about that? Dennis. Otherwise, I'm very proud of City for them to reach the final and to be in the penalties after that game.
How were you feeling going into the penalties? Because I think there was a sense, for me at least, that City had that golden opportunity. And as Tabiso pointed out, they kind of got the sway of play towards the end of that second half. And then going into those penalties, it's always nervous, but it felt like we were stretching out the enjoyment factor just a little bit more. But you must have been absolutely nerve-wracked watching those penalties, Babalwa.
I was on my feet. I was standing the whole time, guys. I was standing. It was as it was nerve-wracking as it was, but we were excited to go to it, because I thought the guys, after Fasika's red card, they're gonna be demotivated. Yeah. And if Sundowns will get this one, but as they pulled through up until the penalties, I was overjoyed.
I've got to ask you both, where this puts you this season? Because silverware is great. We always need it in the trophy cabinet. But how much does this mean to Biso for the rest of the season? Is it just another feather in the cap, or is this the kind of winning momentum that Sundowns need to carry themselves through the league?
Definitely, man. I mean, for us, the celebrations are over, man. They ended over the weekend. Now the focus is back on the league. You know, at Sundowns, we don't even celebrate trophies during the season. We waited until the end of the season. Now it's time to focus on the big fish and make sure that we win the league for the 5th consecutive season. You know, I mean, the winning culture at Sundowns, man. I was so happy for the new guys like Neo Maema, the likes of Ngobeni, who didn't get a chance to play, that they've won their first, in Kutumele as well, that they've won their first medals. I mean, I think this will put fire in their bellies, man, to work even harder, because the moment you drive into those gates at Klokop, man, you know that you're there to work. And yeah, the celebrations for this cup, I think, of the past, now the focus is on defending the league and turning this South African league into a farmers league. Because if we've been honest, man, the league consists of 16 teams. There's one team that's always winning, and the rest are just beating up numbers, including Babala's team, man.
I was waiting for the smack talk. Babawa, take it on the chin, because your team performed brilliantly this weekend. And we do understand that, yes, there is a lot of yellow momentum for the rest of the season, but I think both of you can hold your heads up high. Thank you for giving us an amazing final. I'm glad that it went to penalties to give us the extra thrill. Tabiso Babalwa, we love you, and I look forward to connecting with you again later in the season.
Cheers, man. Thank you very much, guys, for the chance. Unlucky, but good luck for the rest of the season.
You can see someone.
Thank you, Tabiso. Thank you, Graham. We'll chin up.
You got it, man. Chin up. Well, to all of the Sundowns fans, congratulations. A brilliant performance this weekend, but I think City fans like Babalwa, you can keep your heads held high.
Keep it high indeed. Well, you know what? On a Monday, we love to talk money. And whether you need more of it or just need to get better at keeping it, today we are back with our second lesson in credit card management. And today it's all about why a credit card is essential.
Yeah, and we got all the info for you, Mzansi. Now, first up, the biggest reason we love a credit card is because you can get a cash injection or have credit when you need it. Now, whether it's for a specific purchase, to supplement your income, or cover an emergency cost, a credit card is an absolutely fantastic way to access extra moolah. Now, if you do need to use it, this money needs to be used responsibly and avoid building debt at the same time.
So the second bit of it is that credit cards are actually very, very important, if not crucial, for a healthy credit score. Now, the better you are at repaying your monthly installments, the higher your credit score will be, which will in turn give you a better interest rate when you want to buy a house or a car or take out a loan in the future. In fact, it's kind of like an exercise in debt management, healthy debt management, which is important.
And you need to have debt to build up a credit score. It's one of those things. And lastly, while some credit cards can come with extra benefits, it may cost a little bit more in the, in the monthly fee. You can find credit cards that are super affordable. For example, Nedbank, they have launched a new gold credit card that is priced from as little as 40 Rand per month, and it comes with up to 55 days interest free. This means that you can make a purchase, pay the balance back within 55 days, and pay no interest on that transaction.
Oh, that is the stuff that you need to level up in this world right now. So credit cards are a fantastic financial tool if used properly, right? You just need to do your homework and take out a credit card that suits your needs and, of course, your budget. Stay in your lane. Now, to apply for the Nedbank Gold credit card, you can visit nedbank.co.za and join us again next Monday when we look at how you can improve your credit score. All that financial tips coming at you from your finest.
Never think 100 Rand is just a clipper. It's a fresh fade or prepaid electricity. It also gets you a gold credit card from only 40 Rand per month, and you still get change. So, do you want a bank that takes your money or a bank that takes your money seriously? Get a Nedbank Gold credit card that helps you afford more.
Welcome back. You are live with the Expresso, and we continue to talk sports. And now, if you thought we were going to talk about Man United beating Spurs 3-0 over the weekend, you were wrong, because we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the cricket. Lest we forget, there has been a host of amazing matches and encounters playing out in the T20 World Cup. South Africa beating Sri Lanka by 4 wickets with just 1 ball remaining in their 3rd match of the T20 World Cup. So that win takes South Africa level on points with England and 2nd on the table in Group 1. And it must be said that the group of death, undoubtedly. Michael Pedro now joins us this morning to discuss that match and what has been a really interesting T20 tournament. Mike, great to connect with you. Let's start with the game itself. Nail-biting stuff. Great that our team had the fortitude and the mental strength to see us across the line, because, man, we took it to the line.
Very much, Graham, and I'm also glad we're not talking Premier League, because Liverpool might as well have lost against Brighton. So, but yeah, I mean, the Proteas, I think this win is extremely important for them, not just because it's against Sri Lanka, who have been pretty unpredictable opposition in recent times, especially in T20s, but also just the nature of the win, going down to the final ball, really. And I mean, we all know South Africa's history with close games in World Cups. Most of the time we don't come out on top. This time we did, and hopefully they can carry on with that momentum in the remaining games of the group stages, and this will give them a good experience for if they do make it into the semi-finals, because that's when the close games will be, and that's when you need to play your best cricket consistently. So I think this win will do them a world of good ahead of their next game against Bangladesh tomorrow.
We know, I mean, Bangladesh can be one of those hoodoo sides. I think we must tip our hats to Afghanistan, who have proven that they can be one of those dark horses. Some amazing performances they've put in over the weekend as well. Obviously, vitally important now that the team keeps performing. You mentioned, our unfortunate record in the knockout phases of competitions like this, but hopefully we've done enough to build momentum and find the balance. The bowling, pretty strong. I think we've established that around 140, 150 is not a bad score, but it's definitely something you can chase down on these pitches that we are seeing. But our bowlers, we've got the right balance, it seems, now in that bowling attack. Everyone knows what they need to do.
Yeah, I think the bowling unit coming into this tournament was always going to be something that South Africa leaned on. I just didn't think that it would be quite as hectic as it is, because we are restricting teams to pretty average totals in T20s. Look, the pitches haven't really been conducive for high scores anyway, but I think our bowling unit has exploited the conditions really well. Tabraiz Shamsi in the middle overs, as always, has been amazing, taking wickets, stopping the flow of runs. And I think he's been probably the key, along with Anrich Nortje, bowling at 150 plus consistently in the tournament as well. And then you've got the experience of Kagiso Rabada in there. Lungi Ngidi hasn't even got a game yet, and he's waiting in the wings for his chance potentially. So the bowlers look very strong. And I think the formula for South Africa, really, for the rest of this is win the toss, bowl first, restrict the opposition to under 150, and that should be okay for the batsmen to chase down.
We love it there. I think Dwayne Pretorius maybe keeping Lungi and Ngidi out of that side with some brilliant bowling there as well. But they seem to have mastered the shorter format, the kind of ebbs and flows. They've got it right. Yes, you want to win convincingly. You want to send a message to the rest of the teams in the competition, but sometimes you've got to grind out those wins. Having a bit of a nervy finish as we did to this game, how important is it to win those sorts of matches where it hangs in the balance? What does that mean for our mentality and psychology moving forward, especially into the knockout rounds where we need to have that kind of mental fortitude?
Yeah, I think it would have been a massive blow if we had lost this game, especially taking it to the final over. Especially off the back of winning against the West Indies in the previous game. We want to keep that momentum going, and the only way you do that is to pick up victories. And I think the fact that it went down to the final ball, David Miller and Kagiso Rabada there at the end with the bat, I think the fact that they pulled out the win and did it pretty easily in the final over, considering the whole rest of the game, I think that'll give them great confidence and a lot of momentum heading into the remaining games in the group and hopefully heading into the semi-finals, because let's not forget that only the top 2 from each group go through to the last 4. So it's extremely important to keep winning, especially after losing the opening game. Can't afford any more mistakes and any more lapses in concentration. So I think this win was massive, not only from a confidence perspective, but also for momentum as well.
Yep, also underpins the importance of taking the next group game against Bangladesh, who, as we pointed out, could be that dark horse. Mike Pedro, we love you, man. Thank you so much for keeping your finger on the pulse. Hopefully next weekend we'll be able to talk about the English Premier League, but we will wait and see. But so far, so good for the Proteas in the T20 World Cup. Their next encounter up against Bangladesh tomorrow.
Thank you, G. We'll be catching up with him in just a bit, talking about all the sport action that happened this weekend. So much to still talk about. Speaking of sport, we love moving our bodies, and that's exactly what we're going to do right now. And we've got a specialist in the building, and of course, you've heard about the show too. We're celebrating Diwali. Now, we have Veena Suka and her team who are at Bollywood Fitness, and they're going to take us through an Indian dance-based cardio workout. Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun, and I'm definitely going to guarantee it's going to be all of that. Now, this workout is fun. It's invigorating. The routine is set to a high-energy, upbeat Bollywood music, and that's sure to get us moving in all the right ways. Veena, I'm nervous because I have to dance. And I know you were nervous as well because you're on the show, but you shouldn't be, because wait till you see what you're working with here.
This is going to be easy. It's all about having fun.
Okay.
And we are so excited to be here with Devaki and Sophia. So, yeah.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Shall we get
What are we
into
doing
it?
exactly?
So
Because you've got these crazy things in hand. Are you going to beat us with it? What's happening?
No stress.
Punishment
No
if I don't do the reps?
This is a fun, invigorating Garba workout. Garba is an age-old traditional Indian dance form from the state of Gujarat, and it's generally performed by clapping your hands. And today we're going to be using dandias or sticks. And viewers, please join us. If you don't have these, just grab your wooden sticks and just jump on right in. So
I like
that's
that.
Your
No
play.
excuse from Zanzi. Come get involved with this. The perfect way to start the week, warm up the body. Take it away. What are we doing first?
So kind of you're starting with your right foot, lots
Okay.
of 1, 2, 3 movements.
All right.
Okay, and then we do it to the right corner, we move to the left corner. I'm going through this quickly. And then we've got some hops, and then we've got a bit of a grapevine steps. The grapevine is to bring your heart rate down, and obviously clicking along, okay? Then we've got some leg curls, low impact. We can add a high impact sequence.
Okay.
And then the exciting part is a nice partner step. So you're going to click twice with me, 1 and 2, and we're going to do 1, 2, 3. And as you started, we can add a turn.
All right,
click,
1,
and a click
2,
and a turn. 1, 2, 3.
Okay,
Look at
all right,
you,
okay,
you're
I'm
a
getting that
natural.
Indian spirit. I'm
Absolutely.
starting to feel it. Okay, so I'm assuming that it looks like this is not just dance, but it's quite functional too. I see a lot of work in the hamstring, in the core. There's a lot of functionality. There's a lot of coordination involved. So we are actually working out, right?
You are doing, with Indian dance, it's a full body workout. Literally from your eyes, your facial expression, because you're often telling a story, your hands, your feet, everything. So
All right, I try to pay attention to a lot of what you're doing there, but you're going to take us through these moves.
I'll take you through and I'll walk you through.
All right, I'm about to learn to dance. Mama, watch me go. All right, I'm
So
leaving it
join in,
your
viewers.
hands. I'll be paying attention.
Okay, let's get the feel of the music
All right,
and sway those hips.
move the hips. Yeah.
Don't forget to smile and have fun. And now we change the step, feet only. 1, 2, 3. And look up and down. And let's add hands. Lifting up. And last one. And to the right corner. Feet only. 1, 2, 3. We're going to add a nice lead. Let's add sticks. Big circle. Whoopsie.
I think I'm feeling it though. I'm in the spirit. I'm feeling it. Okay. Left side down.
And add hands. And hops. Left
All right. I'm still concentrating, still feeling it out. But I'm definitely feeling the cardio aspect of this already. The heart's pumping, the body's really warm.
and all the way down. No cheating. And stay up. And leg curls. Okay, this is low impact. fact.
Getting the hamstrings going as well.
And let's add hands. And look at your hands. You got it. Hop. And let's add the grapevine step. Grapevine. You got it. Okay. Hands. Let's do the partner step. And click, click and turn. Well done. You got it. Click and turn.
All right.
Well done. You got this. You got two more. Well done.
Is that it? Oh, yes, I feel
And the corner step, the leg goes. Leg goes, high impact. And hands. And let's change the hands to the corner. And we got the hops, 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 not over yet. Almost there. So the ladies are doing a high version. Grapevines. Bring your elbows. Well done.
Right, you know, we are having an absolute blast here. Absolute blast doing our partner workout. I'm going to be going all the way through to this movement in the next bit. We're absolutely getting caught up. Here in Mzansi, I hope you joined us. I hope you enjoyed this workout. It's an absolute blast. Clearly, you can see I'm out of breath. We've got a workout going on, and it's also in aid of and in the spirit of Diwali, which is coming up. It's a celebration of life and all that is good, and this is one way to do it so perfectly. Whew. Thank you so much. You know, that was epic. Whew.
Simple as CBD should be.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso here on S3. I hope you're enjoying your public holiday, a very important public holiday, but we are celebrating today because you know that Diwali is on the way, and I can tell you that there are some great productions that are going to just celebrate the culture. Now, Tare, a non-profit Indian dance performance troupe who are no strangers to our show, have a brand new, hot-off-the-rails Bollywood dance production called the Tare. I feel like just going to Tare Express. You just have to do it that way. It's a virtual train journey across India from state to state, exploring the kaleidoscope of cultures that is their motherland. It's beautiful, eh?
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, artistic director Anish Valodia joins us on the couch this morning to tell us a little bit more in studio. In fact, just what it all sounds like, because I have to say, the Tare Express, it sounds incredible.
So the Tare Express, as you said, is a virtual train that takes you from the south to the north, stopping at several different states along the way. And in addition to that, we celebrate and we sort of experience various festivals that we've missed during COVID. So this is a real feel-good show filled with diversity. Indian culture is not limited to one particular culture, but filled with so much of diversity wherever you go in the land. And this production really tries to zone in on that and present something that's going to be enjoyed by everyone.
I can feel it already. I can feel the train in my head. Choo, choo, tare, tare, tare. I can feel that from you. But tell me, how is that whole virtual train going to be portrayed? Like, how are you going to bring that to life? Because I'm so intrigued.
It's a very cinematic experience. Usually our shows are done in theatre and they are live. So this was an opportunity for us to really showcase the details and the beauty of Indian dance, which is often missed in a theatre. So through clever videography, through clever concepts, we are trying to really immerse our patrons into the culture, into the festivals, into the sort of important aspects that makes us proud to be Indian.
Beautiful.
I can imagine. And there's so many different facets and elements to it. Now, Anish, when you guys are obviously experts when it comes to Bollywood dancing and the world of Bollywood in terms of, you know, what you get to offer the audience. Was there anything new you discovered while putting this production together?
I personally learned a lot. Usually our performances zone in on particular dance styles, but now we have taken it up a notch by focusing on rituals and customs and details of attire that come from different states. So a lot of research has gone into the production. I've also learned as a creative how to create dance for screen, because as I mentioned, the production is very cinematic, so we are trying to tell different stories and showcase different aspects that we particularly want our audiences to see. So working the difference between creating dance for stage and camera has been another learning experience for me.
So this is also a celebration of Diwali, you know, this thing. And I would love to ask you, because it's actually one of our questions on social media at the moment, but I mean, to you, what does Diwali mean?
Diwali symbolizes good over evil, and focusing on positivity, no matter how little or how much positive things we have in our daily life. You know, if we zone in on that, it makes our life a better time. And this show particularly is overcoming COVID in that regular activities and regular work was put to a halt. And this year we could not allow that to happen. We had to focus on the positive. True. Our committed troupe, our dedicated dancers, and although theatres can't reach full capacity, we have created the show as a way to continue our passion, as a way to still contribute to the enrichment of the community, which is ultimately our mission. So for us in itself, the essence of the show is focusing on the good that we have and just utilizing it and creating something really special.
And making the most of it. You're getting me very excited to jump onto the Tare Express. For those watching right now and wants to get involved and be part of it, I know it's launching on Friday, the 12th of November at 8 o'clock. How can they get more information?
They can go to cricket.co.za. Ticket sales have been open, so they can purchase their ticket there. There's a full write-up on the show as well, and they can visit our social media pages which is at Tade Dance on Instagram and Tade on Facebook. And yeah, we are going to keep you entertained up until the launch of the show, and we're very excited to share it with not only our Cape Town audiences, but nationally and internationally too.
That's exciting.
Yes, thanks a lot, Anish Velodia. And as you can hear, Tade Express, please go check it out. 12 to 14 November. Tickets are quick. Go and support this beautiful celebration of culture. And trust me, we're going to do the same celebration later. Apparently, we're going to get our Tade on. But yeah, stick around for that.
Well, that's going to be lots of fun. Now, we're moving from Bollywood dancing ahead of Diwali to delicious, savory snacks in the kitchen.
So, we've had classic fashion from Timby, classic cars, thanks, Chad, and we've seen classic hairstyles. And you, Michael? Classic!
A classic range from Clover. Timeless taste.
Made with love by Clover.
Now, a very special guest who you may know from TV and radio, Prem Reddy, is here to inspire us with delicious ideas from her Temptations cookbook, which apparently actually is one of the best cookbooks in the world, which she co-authored with Niranj Patha. Now, this cookbook, Temptations, is a celebration of food with an exotic touch. So if you are looking for some, delicious recipe inspiration, especially over the Diwali festival, look no further than these quick and easy classic onion bhajis. Yes, a perfect appetizer or snack that can be served at your dinner table. Prem, it's so good to see you.
Darling, thank you for having me.
Well, you were just bragging just now to me and telling me that this particular cookbook, Temptations, is the best cookbook in the world.
Yes, we won the award from the Gourmand Society.
This is incredible.
In Paris, and it was just so exciting. Being South African, the first cookbook, Penguin Books being our publishers. And it's been amazing, an amazing journey.
You're competitive, and you're spicy, and you're taking us to the world.
Absolutely.
I love it. Diwali is a special time, let's be honest. What does it mean to you, and what do you most look forward to doing during this festival?
It's about family and friends coming together, eating together.
Yeah.
And the one thing about Temptations is that the book was about celebrating, especially during COVID, the fact that we could share our plates and share our pots. And I think for me this year, it's going to be even more special because that's what we're going to be doing.
I'm excited. Let's get into our onion bhajis. Of course, you'll get nowhere without bhajis during the Diwali festival, let's be honest.
Yeah. The beautiful thing about onion bhaji is that it's a very easy recipe.
And it's quick.
It's very, very quick. And it's absolutely delicious.
Okay.
And we don't focus too much on chili. We focus on flavors.
Okay.
So that almost makes your palate come alive.
Well, you're getting my appetite coming alive. Let's get into it. So you've got your onion slices there. What else have you got?
Okay, so I've got the onion slices.
Yeah.
And then I've got full cream milk.
Okay.
And then we've got turmeric and garam masala.
Okay.
And
the obvious stuff,
yes.
Yeah.
And dhania and jeera powder. Salt. There's chili flakes here, but you can also use chili powder.
Okay.
And it's really gorgeous.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Ready?
Let's go.
Okay. There you go.
So you're adding your milk.
Yeah.
With the powder. How much? Well, I suppose the flour, right? Because how much flour? I heard you say the amount of flour is an important part just before we came on.
Well, yes, because the consistency shouldn't be too thick.
Okay.
And it shouldn't be too thin, because it's going to go into the oil.
Okay.
And it's going to fry and get
obviously
beautiful toast.
Oh, I love that. So you're mixing all of that up together.
Going to mix all of it. Now, this is a chana flour.
Okay.
So it's gram flour.
Okay.
And normally when you do onion bhajis, you use pea flour, which is quite heavy. But I find that with the gram flour, it's really, really gorgeous.
So you really do want to pay attention to the quantity of that flour, depending on the type of flour that you're making use of. When would you introduce the spices? Because for me, the spices are what makes bhajis. I mean, let's be honest, that is the magic stuff that goes into it.
It makes it come alive.
Right?
So after you add your milk, then you add in your spices.
Okay.
It'll always be ground.
Of course. Of course.
It will never be whole. There you go. and some salted taste.
And if you're someone like me, you just go super generous with it and you just like add all of it.
Yes.
Just all of it if you want it as spicy as you possibly can have. I mean, right?
Some cumin. Absolutely. So we're going to just, because I'm spicy.
Yeah, which
just
we
gonna
figured.
Put all the chili in.
Nice. I love that.
There you go. And give it a nice little mix.
Meanwhile, the oil in there is going, waiting for you to get all of that into it. So
absolutely.
You want to make sure that your onion slices, I suppose, are then covered in this amazing batter that you've made, right?
Yep.
Once all of that is done, you throw it in the oil, in the pot. How long would you do that for?
Until it's golden brown.
That's it. Golden brown, that's your secret. Now, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making use of our Clover Classic, which, of course, is a fat spread ideal, everyday special, spread with a touch of Clover cream. Now, spread, bake, or cook, use it your way. Your family will love the taste of Clover Classic fat spread on any occasion, Diwali or not Diwali. But for this particular one, you want to make sure that you bring it through for Diwali. And for this recipe, you can use a combination of red or white onions. It's really up to you, especially if you would like a sweeter taste with red onion. And of course, you can make the mixture ahead of time and store it in your freezer or, keep it away until you need to use it. But I love the simplicity and the ease of this particular recipe. You'll add it into your oil.
Now, I think I need to cook more often with you.
Why?
Because you're just chatting away about this.
Because you know
recipe.
me. I mean, I know all the recipes. I know every recipe, but that's what the final product looks like as we get on to this side. Golden brown, just the way you want it for Diwali. This looks so good.
You have to take a
Prim? Okay, well, you don't have to ask me twice. I'll tell you now. If you missed any...
Made with love by Clover. Only you can make my day.
just ready for the... Sorry, I'm getting in the mood because Ryle, Zoe, and I are going to do a Bollywood dancing demo.
Oh, and I already got a warm-up.
Yes, you did. I know, because you did the tricky stuff, which is great, though.
We also have so much coming at you when it comes to educating you about the Festival of Light. We're talking about Diwali, of course, but before we get into all of that, here's Thabiso Makubelo and all these beautiful whites here to give us the news.
Thank you very much, Ryle. Time for us to take a look at that 7 o'clock update on the news. Now, the Independent Electoral Commission, that's the IEC, in the Western Cape, where certain areas are regarded as hotspots, said that they are ready at all 577 polling stations where thousands of voters will draw their crosses today in this year's local government election. Western Cape election official Michael Hendricks said that earlier that the more than half of the special votes scheduled for the weekend had been cast. Hendricks added that the IEC had sufficient capacity to deal with any problems that may arise. Now, the polls opened at 7 o'clock this morning and will close tonight at 9 p.m. Meanwhile, the IEC has called on citizens to, quote, vindicate their right to vote. And it said that it was time for all to work together to ensure elections are free, fair and safe, and that the outcome would reflect the will of South Africans and those who are in particular part of the electorate. Now, the briefing came after the IEC wrapped up the second and final day of special voting in the 2021 municipal elections. During the 2 days allowed for special votes, 83% cast their votes. In international news, the famous Italian restaurateur that's Ado Campiol, dubbed the father of tiramisu, has died, aged 93. Campiol was the owner of the Le Beceriche, a restaurant in the Treviso in the northern Italy, where the famous dessert was invented by his wife, a chef, as well was part of that process. Now, the dish, featuring coffee-soaked biscuits and mascarpone, was added to their menu in 1972, but never patented by the family. It has since become a staple of Italian cuisine, adapted by chefs worldwide. Tiramisu, translated into English as pick me up, and we love it. Now, Islamic religious police in northern Nigeria arrested a man who put himself up for sale to escape abject poverty. A local official has said 26-year-old Aliyu Idris was arrested by the morality police in Kano after pictures emerged on social media showing him holding a placard indicating he was up for auction at some 730,000 rand. Kano is one of a dozen predominantly Muslim northern Nigerian states where Sharia law is enforced alongside common law. Idris, a tailor by trade, went around the city with the placard inscribed with the sale offer. Now, a kidnapped peacock had an alert passerby to thank for saving its life in Verulam out in KZN on Friday. Reaction Unit SA, or RUSA, said that an unsuspecting peacock was put through the ringer by two enterprising drug addicts who sold the bird to the occupants of a white motor car. Now, an observant passerby who saw the peculiar transaction going down suspected something was amiss and immediately contacted RUSA. Now, when RUSA tracked down the vehicle, officers found a very unnerved peacock on the back seat of a vehicle with its legs bound. The plan, according to the occupant of the white car, who purchased it, was that, they would purchase it for 300 rand. It was to sell the bird and the feathers separately and hopefully profit handsomely. Fortunately, this featherly tale had a lucky ending as the peacock survived the absolute ordeal. Other than being slightly worse for wear and somewhat shaken with a few feathers missing, the peacock is making a full recovery. And that's a feel-good story. That's where we leave it for now. Here's what's happening in the world of sports with Graham.
Thanks so much, Thabiso. Let's start with cricket. Afghanistan claimed their second win in 3 matches at the T20 World Cup. That was after beating Namibia by 62 runs. Mohammad Shahzad top scoring with 45 as Afghanistan posted 160 for 5 in their 20 overs. Very competitive total. Namibia were then restricted to just 98 for 9 as Naveen Ul-Haq and Hamid Hassan both took 4 wickets apiece. Then we had New Zealand beating beating India by 8 wickets. India posted 110 for 7, with Trent Bolt taking 3 for 20. Darren Mitchell scoring 49 as the Black Caps won with more than 5 overs left. They're not in that semi-final berth yet, but they're certainly showing all the signs of making it through to the knockouts. Now let's move a little further afield, or at least to Europe, and onto some football. The standout game of the weekend saw Man United bounce back. They beat Spurs 3-0. Ronaldo, Cavani and Rashford with the goals as United now move up to 5th on the log, and certainly Ole Gunnar Solskjaer making some amends there. Then Chelsea continued their winning run by beating Newcastle 3-0. Reece James netting twice as the Blues, they stretched their lead at the top of the table to 3 points. That lead courtesy of Liverpool dropping points, it must be said, with a 2-2 draw against Brighton, with the Seagulls coming from 2 goals down to earn that point. And then the shock of the weekend, undoubtedly, Man City's 2-0 loss to Crystal Palace. Zaha and Gallagher scoring the goals in that one. Then on to rugby. The All Blacks are back on top. All Blacks fly half Beauden Barrett marked his 100th Test match with 2 tries as New Zealand thumped Wales 54-16 in Cardiff. So the All Blacks, they ran in 7 tries in total as they remain now unbeaten against Wales since 1953. TJ Perinara, Will Jordan, Dalton Papali'i, Siva Reese and Anton Leonard-Brown all crossing the whitewash as New Zealand moved on to 91.36 points in the international rankings. South Africa, who are on 91.13 points, will have a chance to reclaim the top spot when they take on Scotland and England after Wales this weekend. We've got New Zealand up against Italy, Ireland and France in their roster. Then finally on to tennis. Alexei Zverev beat American Francis Tiafoe 7-5, 6-4 in the final of the Vienna Open to claim his 5th title of the year. Clearly in the form of his life, the German has he won that match in 1 hour and 36 minutes and has now won all 5 finals that he's competed in this year. Zverev found his breakthrough in the 12th game, which he took after 3 deuces to win the first set. And then he served a total of 8 aces in that second set on his way to a memorable victory. Well, that's where we leave our sport for this hour. We'll go through those headlines again at 8. Right now, let's set the tone on the weather front, get a global perspective and see what the temperatures have in store for us on this public holiday.
Let's take a look at the weather action for you, and I'm going to start with something that is vitally important, and it's a massive summit. The long-awaited and frequently discussed COP26 climate change conference in Glasgow, Scotland began yesterday. Internationally known teenage climate activist Greta Thunberg was mobbed by huge crowds and scores of journalists and TV reporters on her arrival in Scotland's largest industrial city. Just prior to that, leaders of the world's richest economies agreed at a G20 summit in Rome to pursue efforts to limit global warming with meaningful and effective actions. But these agreements from the G20 summit made a few concrete commitments, disappointing activists. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson, who is hosting COP26, said leaders' promises without action were starting to sound hollow. Johnson's words were, and I quote, "These commitments are drops in a rapidly warming ocean." The G20 group, made up of 19 countries and the European Union, accounts for 80% of the world's emissions. In an official statement, they also made no reference to achieving net zero by 2050. So we move from that unfortunate I'm going to say an event, because the outcomes weren't exactly what we expected, but we go to something that's going to be a bit brighter for you. So from COP26, we're going to cop a couple of sunrise photos for you. And let's start off with Louise G. Chury, who shared this peaceful view overlooking the Vaal Dam just as the sky, the sky warms up and lightens up. It looks absolutely gorgeous over there with the trees in the foreground. Thank you so much for that. And then Nicholas Meyer from Hartenbusch shared this great silhouetted shot as the sun peeps over the hill, casting similar hues across the sky in his area. It looks beautiful. Keep it coming. You know where to post those on the Expresso Facebook page. As we take a look at the temperatures across the country, I can tell you that in the north it's a bit hotter, and we're going to go a bit lower in the south of the country, starting with Polokwane, 17, you rise to 31, Bombela, 32 is your maximum, and that is from a low of 19. Pretoria, 17 to 31 today. Johannesburg, you can expect 28 as your maximum from a minimum of 15. Mahikeng, 34, quite hot for you. 13, the minimum for you as well. Klerksdorp, you start at 13, but you thaw out to 33 later. Kimberley, 9 to 32 today. Bloemfontein, 30 is your max from a low of 8. Richards Bay, quite a warm low of 20, and you jump 10 degrees up to 30 later. Pietermaritzburg, 15 to 32 today. Durban, you can expect 26, and that'll be as your high. That is from a low of 19. And then Mthatha, you've got 10 degrees Celsius, got some rainfall, a 40% chance. 34 is your high though, so it does look quite warm as we move on to some other temperatures for you over there. We jump on to East London now, 14 to 25. Cradock, 9 to 33. Gqeberha, 14, and you up to 21 a little later. George, 11 to 19 today. Cape Town, you can expect 12 this morning. 17 is where you rise to. 80% chance of rain if it's not raining already. Worcester, you start the day on 5 degrees Celsius up to 19 with a 60% chance of rain. Just a 30% chance for Sutherland with a very low 1 degree Celsius in the morning, 14 later. Uppington, 11 to 25 for you. That's a wrap of the weather news from COP26, as well as your sunrise photos and, of course, your temperatures. I'll have another update for you in the next hour on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, Carl, for serving us all that heat, excuse the pun. But, of course, the show today is in celebration of Diwali, the Festival of Light, and we're going to be chatting to Asha Dulab later about what exactly it all means. And we've got so much else to look forward to as well, yeah?
That's right. Well, don't go anywhere, because we are shortly, you, me, and Carl, we're going to get a little bit of a dance demo inspired by Bollywood, because the Tara Express is taking place from the 12th of November till the 14th, and we are feeling so inspired to just take part.
We are indeed. We also had the Good Morning Post. There's so much going on. We had the question about what exactly are your plans for Diwali, and you guys have been coming through with all your answers, so we thought let's read it out and check it out. Michaela Jade somehow has the following to say. She says, what's up, sir? Yeah.
She says, good morning, Expresso team. Diwali on Thursday. I will be celebrating with my family and exchange trays. That's sweetmeats.
Ooh.
Also get to wear my beautiful langa. That's the Indian outfit. We will also have a lunch and a light fireworks. I will also do a dance to entertain my family.
I love it.
Beautiful, Michaela.
And then we've got Geeta Sam saying, well, first she says, good morning, Expresso team. Diwali is on Thursday and we'll be going to my parents for lunch. And on the menu will be a vegetable biryani, lapsi, which is a dessert made from a type of bulgur wheat. That sounds good. As well as sweet meats. You guys do it well when you chow your food, and we can't wait to get into that. We've got a little kitchen experience of our own, but of course, Mzansi, don't go anywhere. The celebration continues. It's the Festival of Lights.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso on S3. Sorry, I'm just getting myself in the rhythm because I can tell you something beautiful right now. We're going to be learning a bit more from the experts from the Tare Express happening between the 12th and the 14th of November. And these two lovely ladies, we've got Pyle here as well as Karina, will teach Zoe, Ryle, and I a little bit of Bollywood dance moves. Wish us luck. Ladies, it's great to have you along. We just want to know exactly how to go because I usually freestyle, but you guys can go for it. What are we doing today?
Okay, so this is our signature move for a dance that we'll be performing later. And many of our viewers may be able to identify this song based on this basic move.
When you say basic move, when you not basic for a
basic
dancer
for
or basic for us?
It's basic enough for you to learn.
Okay, well, go ahead and show us.
That's up to the opinion.
Okay.
Okay,
You can go?
shall we begin?
All right, so you're going to start with your hands by your chest.
Yes.
And you're going to extend this hand onto your forehead. And you're going to extend your hand by stepping forward and to the left as well. And then you're going to step with your right foot forward.
Yes.
And back with your left leg. And you're going to swing your arms.
Oh.
With your right hand on your chin.
Yes.
And your left hand on your head.
Okay.
And you're going to swing your arms around and have a spin.
And then back.
And you are going to dip and swing. And you're just going to feel the move.
Ooh, I felt that. Oh. Yes.
There we go.
Can we try it with music?
Let's try it with music. So we're going to go through the full run now.
Yes.
What is that it? Is that all?
That's all we need to do. That's the signature move.
Follow the lead.
Ooh, what is this?
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Ooh, let's go there.
And step and swing. And
Swing, I'm going to swing.
step and swing and swing and swing.
Sorry.
I think you actually nailed it.
I did it.
When is that?
That's the flowing head part that I got.
The chin.
That's it.
I missed that part.
Yes, that's the
Yes.
chin.
So the right hand is on the chin and the left hand is on your head.
Okay. Like that.
Yes, exactly.
We did one
exactly. Yes,
Yeah, I'm ready for
That's
one
fine.
One more.
Feeling good.
Okay. Well, the way you guys do so fast, but we're going to try it. Okay. Let's go. Let's try it.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Step.
Forward. Then you're going to spin.
And spin
And then-
and dip.
Oh!
And swing and swing and swing. Good. All done.
Yes, that's great. The Tare Express is going to be so much fun. The greatest news you could hear this morning is that Karina, as well as Pyle, will be the dancers in there and not Zoe, Ryle, and I. That is the best news ever. That means you need to go get tickets for the Tare Express, 12 to 14 November. Please go get them soon. And of course, they'll do a performance for us a little bit later as we get into the move there. So you want to do this? Just there we go.
You want to
That's it.
slide and don't forget the hand by the chin.
Hand by the chin. That's it. You can try it at home, please. Go into your morning.
Ah, very proud. Well done, gang. We're going to continue having a little bit of fun on the dance floor, likewise in the kitchen as we continue to cook our way through the Diwali festival. Our very special guest, an old friend from Ready inspires us. It sounds bad when I say old friend, okay? A friend who I've known since forever,
Thank you for clarifying.
Okay, because she
Much
just
appreciated.
looks absolutely gorgeous and clearly is loving her life at the moment because it has spilled over into the most amazing cookbook. And today we're going to delve into another one of her recipes. This is a saag paneer curry, a scrumptious meat-free Monday dinner recipe, or maybe just something you want to create if you've got vegetarians coming over. So I'm learning that paneer is a type of Indian cheese typically made with full cream milk, but if lactose intolerance is a bit of a challenge for you, we're going to show you how you can make this recipe, still enjoy it, and keep it lactose-free, thanks, of course, to our clover nolak. For me, lots going on here.
Yep.
But I've been told this is absolutely amazingly delicious.
It's a gorgeous dish. It's really, really simple. We've used lactose-free milk.
Okay,
from
we're
Clover.
using our nolak.
Fabulous, fabulous product. We're going to add some vinegar.
All right.
Because this has to curdle.
Ah, so this is, we are creating our cheese from scratch.
And then the nice thing about this is you can actually add many flavors to it. So I'm going to add in some sun-dried tomatoes.
Oh, I was wondering what gave it this, because we've got obviously a finished product
you
here.
can do chili, You can, yeah, cumin. Okay, there you go. So while that's getting done, I've pureed some spinach.
Okay.
Some fresh spinach.
And it's
I have some
popping
olive oil.
green.
And then there's all these lovely spices. Now, obviously, the paneer takes a while to make.
So it cooks, it separates, you're able to separate the whey. Then what do you need to do with that?
We put it through a muslin cloth. We remove all the liquid.
Okay, so give
And
it a
then
good
you let it
squeeze.
set in the fridge. And it comes
Out like this. How
out
long?
like
How
that.
long will it take to set?
about an hour or two.
Oh, really? It's quick and
Darling,
easy.
can you cut that up for me?
I definitely can. Oh, that
Fabulous.
looks spectacular. Look at that. Oh, man.
Gorge. So I have a pan
All right.
on the stove. I'm going to just put some olive oil in.
What sort of size cubes are you looking for here? Bite size,
Just
I
little
suppose.
square. Yeah. Fab.
That's perfect.
I'm going to put some fresh garlic in.
Is this something you have to make from scratch, the cheese? It's not something... Oh, I managed to slice my
You
finger.
can, yes, but I mean, you can make extra and then you can freeze it.
Oh, I'm loving this. Look at that, eh? It looks absolutely
It looks
beautiful.
stunning. You can even add coriander in if you want to.
Ruin it. I'm one of those people, eh? I can't do coriander. Yeah, I have that genetic code. That's
Actually, lots of people that I know don't.
It's heartbreaking because I love my curries. And often a curry needs that fresh pop, you know? It needs the addition of a coriander. And yeah, no, for me, it just doesn't work.
Are we ready?
We are almost there. I'm just going to
Awesome.
do cross sections.
A cross section of paneer. There you go. Sounds like an autopsy. Anyway.
Is this your favorite recipe? What's your favorite recipe from your book?
The book,
Are you
Calabash-
allowed a favorite?
calabash and prawns.
Oh.
I love it. It's a different dish, but really unique and delicious.
I think they gave me the smallest chopping board that they possibly could. So our
Usually
paneer is just overflowing. It's
Just men who can't do it. So, darling,
what do you mean men who can't do it? I think it's looking perfect, man. I'm just...
if you want to just bring some over to me,
Okay,
and you can
I'm
put it
almost
into the
there.
pan.
Okay, we've got an abundance here, but bearing in mind we've got a lot of hungry lads and ladies to feed in our studio. Okay, do you want to scrape it off?
Yep. Let's do that. I
Okay.
think that's okay for now.
Is that all right?
Thank you so much.
As you can see, I went for quite a rustic chopping style.
I can see that. You're quite a talented guy.
Thank you. I am trying. No, I love it. I think we've all kind of really delved into our cooking selves over the last 20 months.
Oh, absolutely.
And I've learned there are some things that I absolutely love, but I've learned to layer flavors. And with creating a really delicious curry, the layering of the flavor, I understand now, is vitally important. How do you go about selecting recipes for this book, this internationally prize-winning book? What is it? An emotional thing? Is it your family history? How do you go about the content?
You kind of celebrate ingredients, and you bring it together, and you hear this music and a dance on your palate, and it's just amazing.
I love it. So is that going to dance on my palate?
It's going to dance on your palate.
Yay.
So this is what we prepared earlier, and it's the salt paneer. It's stunning.
Absolutely beautiful. How long does it need to? Because essentially, there's not a lot that needs to actually cook here.
Nope. I would say 5 minutes, and it's ready.
This is actually a lot quicker than I thought. So I'm just stealing a fork. Absolutely beautiful.
Let me see the dance on the palate. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's a stunning dish.
There is a lot of flavour in there.
And you can have it with a naan bread or with rice.
And it's quite light. So I think if you're going to include this as part of a feast, this is a lovely counterbalance for a heavier curry, something that's carrying a lot of fat. This is really light and it's just exploding with flavour.
And not much chili. So that's the beauty of it, because you're celebrating the flavours.
It's a bit warm.
Oh, is
It's
it?
a little bit warm, but it's great. It's absolutely delicious. Okay, before I fill my mouth again, this is amazing. You're amazing.
Darling.
And of course, with Clover Nolak, you can enjoy dairy again with their versatile lactose-free range of milk, Mars, which is great for baking, or just a dairy snack. And Clover Nolak is pre-treated with the enzyme lactose to break down the lactose that makes it easier to digest and is, of course, nutrient-rich. and lends itself to absolutely delicious recipes.
I'm so happy you love it. And
Made with love by Clover. Oh, you can make my day.
Hey, Dola.
This festive season, Safripol, in partnership with the Angel Network and Toy Kingdom, are donating pre-loved toys to underprivileged children again. So, clear out your cupboards and drop off your donation at any participating mall or Toy Kingdom store countrywide and make a child's wish come true. To find out more, visit safripol.com. Giving makes the heart grow fonder. Let's plastic responsibly. Safripol.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
You're still tuned in to your Feel Good Breakfast show, and when it comes to the diversity of dance styles and cultures offered in South Africa, that means we have a wealth of ways to entertain audiences and collaborate with other talented performers. The love of arts and culture being mobilized by community is what Unity Performing Arts in Durban is all about. And we're being joined via video call by the founder, Gemma van Breda, alongside one of her instructors, Priya Naidu, to find out more about what they do. Priya and Gemma, good morning.
Morning, guys. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much for having us with you guys.
We're so happy to be able to connect with both of you. Gemma, maybe I'll start with you. You know, after finishing high school and being in classes with accomplished international dancers, your heart called you home to our melting pot of talented artists here in South Africa. How did this spark the beginning of Unity Performing Arts? And also, how have you evolved into what you are today?
Absolutely. Thank you for that intro. It's actually just describes Unity perfectly. I mean, having spent some time overseas and seeing the level and the standard there, the facilities they have there, the accessibility and collaboration of artists, it was just completely inspiring for me. And I just wanted to make my way back home because the talent we have here is completely on par, if not, you know, above that of an international standard. So feeling very inspired, I returned home fresh out of high school and just started grabbing artists around Durban, left, right, and center, collaborating with them. Started off every Sunday, just coming together, creating, workshopping, networking, chatting about ideas and everything. From there, it evolved on a very long journey into an actual company where at the end of the day, we just wanted to create a platform, especially for freelancers, people in Durban who aren't necessarily part of a company but have such incredible raw talent and skill and developed talent and skill.
Well, Durban certainly has a lot of talent. And speaking a lot of, Priyan, I wanted to know from you, can you tell us a little bit more about the wide variety of classes offered at Unity and the Bollywood workshops that you offer?
Basically, Unity covers almost every dance style that you could think of. You know, walking into the space and seeing the different diverse genres of dance come together was absolutely brilliant. So that's what Unity has to offer. It has experiences from all over the world in different dance styles, like how Gemma says, like the South Africanism that comes together. And I think it's important because a lot of the instructors did represent South Africa in their own little ways overseas. So it brings that professional aspect to the dancers. And I have quite a bit of experience in Bollywood working with the choreographers from India as well themselves directly off the set. So whatever I've learned, I try to bring my best to Unity and offer it into a workshop format, which is easily accessible to a lot of people who can't make necessarily weekly classes or anything like that. So we try and condense it and give something to everybody.
Priyan, and I want to touch on that. You know, Bollywood dancing really has taken off in Durban. We see it all over social media, and Unity loves to offer it for the love of choreography and culture, like you mentioned. Do you have to be of a certain dance level or demographic to be able to join? Can Zoe and I be able to join a class?
Of course you can. The thing is, a lot of people think Bollywood is just like one kind of aspect to dance. Gemma and I both have danced Bollywood together. That's when we first really met. We danced with a lot of Bollywood artists like Priyanka Chopra, Madhuri Dixit, some of the best in Bollywood, Ranveer Singh and so on. And when you look at Bollywood, the actual dance of Bollywood, it's basically an amalgamation of different dance styles coming together. So it's not necessarily, oh, you're going to see only like an Indian classical format from it. You see a lot of hip hop, contemporary, different aspects that do weld itself together in it. So of course, everybody is welcome to do it, and it doesn't matter what demographic you are, like you've mentioned, or what age you are, or if you have experience or not in it. I think dance in general should be catered to just anybody, because humans naturally love to move, and that's our soul's escape from reality as well. So yeah, you're all welcome to come and join us.
Now, Gemma, I'm dying to know how you met Priyan. Was it true that you were working at an A-list event for Bollywood dancing? And can you tell us a little bit more about this and what this level of expertise means for the people who are coming to classes at Unity Performing Arts?
Yeah, so we were, I'm going to call it A-list, we were doing the South African India Film and Television Awards. It was way back in 2013 at the Durban ICC. They brought the stars that Priyan mentioned. I mean, Priyanka Chopra, Ranveer Singh, Siddharth Malhotra. It was beautiful. It was incredible for us. We were a little bit starstruck. Yeah, that's how we met. We had 10 grueling days of rehearsals straight into acts of 10 minutes with each star. So it was, yeah, really incredible, really exciting. A good first meeting, I'd say.
100%, and it just stitched us for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but I like how you said A-listers, like they're not A-listers. Priyanka Chopra, that is A++++, definitely.
No, absolutely, but I say that because it was specifically in Durban, which is amazing because the dancers came from everywhere. They were local artists, so we had dancers from Mumbai, India come over and amalgamate with our local dancers. So that's why I say A-list, because it was, you know, A-list quotation marks, because it was everyone from all over. There was, it's not like an elite thing. It was actually really inclusive and collaborative, which was lovely.
Oh, well, listen, it sounds amazing, and Unity is definitely something to watch. Thank you to the both of you for taking time out this morning to really just share what Unity is all about.
Thank you guys for having us. We really appreciate it.
And now I feel like we both have to go back to Durban to do a dance class, right?
Definitely, definitely.
You have to. Please let us know when you're down. Let's join.
Mzansi, you heard it here first. Through the power of unity, we can achieve a collective dream. We wish Gemma and everyone at Unity Performing Arts all the best with their goal and endeavours.
Thank you so much, ladies. Now, Indian dance performance troupe, who we love hosting on the show, Tare, are inviting you to join them on board a virtual train as they journey across India from state to state, exploring the kaleidoscope of cultures in their latest Bollywood production, the Tare Express. And here is just a little taste of what they have to offer.
Hey, dola, re, dola, re, dola, re, dola.
Thank you so much, ladies. Absolutely beautiful. Stick around. We've got more memorable performances coming your way. It's all about showcasing our unique and colorful Indian culture. That's the Tare Express, and it starts Friday, the 12th of November, ends Sunday, the 14th, and you can get your tickets online. We've got performances coming your way, so stick around.
When last have the three of us been together? Let's do it.
We will be able to roll this out pretty much immediately. I've got this.
You both better be on that plane tomorrow.
Our Monati keeps friendships flourishing with freebie SIM-only 6 gigs at $289 per month with loads of extras.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It is your feel-good breakfast show indeed, and this past weekend, the premier hub for homegrown and continental fashion, that is African Fashion International, has successfully pulled off another spectacular AFI Fashion Week Joburg event. Now, the fashion industry players and fundies alike gathered online and in person in Sandton for the occasion over the weekend, and it was winning all around.
It's always a spectacle. It really is always such a one to look out for. Now, joining us via video call this morning to share more about what went down at the hashtag AFI Fashion Week 21 is the event's executive for AFI, Annalise Robertson, alongside the winners of the Plat Africa jewelry competition in the professional category, which was a big one, Father Son duo Chris and Jenny van Rensburg. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Tabiso and Zoe and viewers.
Oh, thank you, Annalise. Well, you know what? Let's jump straight into it. I think we have all missed in-person fashion shows. What was it like this past weekend to have fashion lovers experience the event in the flesh? And also, you know, the one-on-one atmosphere must have been incredible. How did that also translate to the online audience?
Yes, so AFI Fashion Week Joburg was a hybrid experience, a hybrid event. So with the reduced level of lockdown, we found a huge demand for an in-person experience with tickets being sold out. We hosted 100 guests per show in person, and then the shows were streamed online to our audience with the wonderful Nomalanga Shozi as the host for both audiences. So some of the highlights of the Fashion Week were the masterclass on Thursday, where we had an incredible panel exploring African identity and how this is shaped by our creatives. Some of the other highlights were our young designers in the AFI Fast Track Showcase, as well as the Plat Africa 2021 jewelry competition. As we are a Pan-African brand, we also have the privilege of hosting designers Alia Bare, Sofa 2, and the Sisters of Africa from Senegal. Some of the other designers included Imprint, Urban Zulu, and of course, the incredible David Plale closing Fashion Week with a beautiful collection. All garments shown are also available in our concept store, the House of Makeup. as well as online at africanfashioninternational.com. And if the viewers missed the shows, they are still available to view online on our event streaming platform. That's at www.afi-events.online, and that is under past events.
Amazing.
It's been so beautiful to see how this year you really have stepped it up in terms of how you've been able to embrace African fashion. But Chris, I know that you and Jenny designed the winning jewelry piece in the Plat Africa jewelry competition in the professional category. It was a big one. Congratulations, guys. How are you feeling to win as, you know, a father-son duo and to get your manufacturing business, Studio C, out there?
Hi, good morning. Thank you. Yes, it was a wonderful event, and it's an honor and a privilege to be able to take part on this level. And in that turn, we'd like to thank Anglo-American Platinum Metal Concentrators and the Platinum Guild India for affording us this platform to be able to compete. And we have been competing for the last 22 years on this platform. So it really gives an opportunity for all the entrants, even the newbies to the competition, to be able to show their wares and their talent and skills on this level.
And it's a great platform to do that. Yanni, my question's for you. Your piece, Imagine and the World Will Live as One, is an intricate and layered neck piece. Can you tell us a little bit more about the story and the message behind it?
So the concept of what we wanted to try and convey with the piece was through unity and love, everything in the whole world can work together and live as one. The complications in the process were insane. We made the frame and everything, the casing out of platinum.
Sure.
And the internals were completely designed and laser cut in our workshop out of stainless steel sheet. And the diamond set continents that you see as the face were drawn in CAD, printed, and then casted in platinum and set by us. And yeah, the amount of work that went into this was absolutely astonishing. It must have taken us, I can't even actually give you a number on how long it took us to put this thing together, but it was a hugely rewarding experience making this thing.
Such an involved process. I love it to see that you really do plow not just your passion, but I think the hours that go into it. So congratulations to AFI for being able to put together such an incredible platform, but of course to you guys for winning as well.
Thank you.
Those are the reps from AFI and the big winners from this past weekend's AFI Fashion Week Joburg event. Now, you can follow all of the updates from African Fashion International by visiting their website, which is africanfashioninternational.com. And you can follow them on social media as well.
You can follow them. Their handle is at AFI_SA, and do follow them because they always post the most incredible things.
So many incredible things. Yes. And speaking of incredible, Carl and I are in the kitchen. And it's going to be incredible.
Did you just call us incredible in the kitchen? Thank you so much. That's right.
We're going to do something special. Of course, we've got the Fries family in the building. This is something that I absolutely love, Carl. We're talking about meat-free alternatives.
Yes, indeed.
You know how important that is right now, not only to the environment, but just everything that's going on. And for our bodies, too. It's an important way, and it's an awesome way to kind of make magic happen, right? And we're going to do exactly that right now. Now, we're talking about a fast food classic, but it's not all cheeseburgers that are created equal, right? Now, to celebrate World Vegan Day, we're making a family favorite with one simple swap. It's packed full of Mzansi flavor. Enter the Big Fry Chakalaka Burger. Yeah. Now, this is one plant-based meal packed full of goodness that you do not want to miss. And of course, we're speaking about Credible. Incredible's about to go down. Carlitos, how are we doing this, brother?
Okay, so first and foremost, fries, burgers. They are texturally beautiful and meat-free. World Vegan Day, it's important. So happy World Vegan Day. I just want to say to you, it's the perfect day to just veg out and enjoy yourself. So take a watch over here. So what we have is, we're going to start off with potatoes. Now, the potatoes that we want crunchy, unctuous, beautiful, spicy. And the only way we can achieve that is by... You're welcome. So we've parboiled some potatoes, and we cut them into wedges or quarters, up to you. And what we're going to do is, we're going to prepare them beautifully and do them in a bake tray. I just want to add a bit of oil, just to make sure that everything is
So are these going into a hot pan straight away? from post-boil.
And this is the great, well, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go into the oven. We're going to go 180. We're going to go 20 minutes. It's going to get crunchy, beautiful. And you know, like my favorite part of the potato when you do it in the oven is actually like when it gets sort of stuck.
And you got to,
and you have to,
some of that skin
and that
is
crispiness is on the bottom. That's it.
Say no more.
Okay, so what I have is we have to get aromatics in over here. Naturally, we're going to go salt first. The salt's going to go down.
And this is where I'm going to pay attention. These are the essentials.
Pepper.
This is where all the magic happens. It's in the spices. It's in that flavor, right?
And then, of course, we're going to make sure we got some cumin seeds here. Now, cumin seeds, going to tell you, once these hit the oven, they become so aromatic that you're going to think somebody's going to make curry in your house. And that's what I love about them as well. Talking about curry.
That flavor's going to be cumin at you.
Yes, exactly. Come on now. Vegan win. That's what I'm saying. Now, the next thing is we've got some roasted masala that we're going to go down in there with the potatoes. And then, of course, we've got some tikka chicken masala that we're going to go down with as well.
Nice.
And all we're going to do is just get tossing and getting all that flavor into the potatoes. And then it goes down on a baking tray. And as mentioned to you, this is going to go in 180, 20 minutes. And, well, you can actually watch it if you want to. And then we sorted. And that's pretty much pretty much all she wrote over there.
Now, I want to talk about our beautiful hero ingredient. Of course, I mean, a burger's nothing without chips. But what's a burger without a burger? It's something even better. Now, this one is inspired by South Africa's heritage. Fries brings you a premium frozen product range of your favorites for the entire family. Now, the plant-based range is naturally cholesterol-free, non-GMO, and it's a good source of protein. I checked the label, up to almost 20 grams of protein per serving. Now, that's almost better than meat and healthier too. And it's also crafted from the best ingredients. You won't even know the difference. The Big Fry burger is 100% plant-based. It's a burger that looks, it sizzles, and it tastes just like a ground beef burger. I promise you need to try this. You will not know the difference, especially when you get all these recipes and all these flavors involved with it too. And the secret recipe that took 3 years to develop it, packed with 20 grams of protein, as we just said, and it's going to satisfy the cravings of the most avid meat eater. And I'm one of them. I'm going to be honest here. I can definitely vouch for that. Now, these patties can be prepared on the grill, the braai, whatever you name it, and just to make sure to brush those patties with a little bit of cooking oil, obviously, just to get that perfect perfection. And like Carl just did, he parboiled those potatoes to guarantee a soft and fluffy potato wedge. Say no more. I'm going to let Carl take over from here because
okay, cool.
I'm now so hungry.
Fries.
Yeah.
Guess what we're doing?
We're frying the fries.
Hello, fries burger. Done. This is going to go in there. We're going to get it nice and beautiful and get some great color. But obviously, with the magic of television, I've done that earlier, which means we can go straight on to folding the burger. Boom. So, potatoes, done. 180, 20. You got the burgers cooking, beautiful, done. Once we've got all of our elements, we do need chakalaka. We need cheese. And then, of course, we have to make sure that we've got the onions as well. And remember, what we're going to do is we're going to use some of the beautiful vegan cheese that we have as well, because obviously it's called Vegan Day, and that's it, yeah. So,
so this is fully meat-free. This is
exactly. But you can go without the cheese if you want to as well. It's entirely up to you if you want to go completely vegan, but it's entirely up to the way you go for it. And remember, with your onions, you can caramelize your onions if you'd like to. That's entirely up to you. So you could do it. I like the freshness of the onion too when I enjoy a burger. I want to get a pop of that. So if you don't have pickle, and also pickling your onion as well, that's something that I love to do.
Sounds really
you just get like a beautiful, it's such an easy pickle. You've got some vinegar, you've got some sugar, and you pop it in, and you just put it in the fridge.
Your
and it's good to
your
go.
sensation and your hunger will never be in a pickle.
It will never be. Ever, ever. So let me see what you got there. I think go double, bro.
Double?
Come on now, it's World Vegan Day. Let's celebrate. Double it up.
Yeah. Double up, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, Mzansi, you beautiful souls, you can get this recipe and all the inspiration, expressoshow.com. It's the meat-free sensation. Fries have come through with something absolutely delicious. You're not going to know the difference. Trust me, I'm a meat lover myself, and I didn't even know that this was meat-free.
It's beautiful. It really is. No, thank you. Good chakalaka.
Mzansi, you enjoy? Of course, expressoshow.com. Get it while it's hot.
Happy.
Yum.
Yes!
But we always find our way when we walk against the crowd.
Oh, you can make my day. It felt so right, living in your starlight. From out of sight, came and changed up Could have been that club on any day. Never there to take my breath away. Always here but never wanna stay. In a glance you took my breath away.
Look beneath the surface. It's either Caesar stone or it's not.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked. You are live with Expresso. Time to delve into a different kind of relationship chat this morning. Okay, we know that Deepavali or Diwali is the festival of lights that is celebrated by not only the Hindu but also I think the Jain and Sikh communities as well around this time of the year. Now, Diwali literally translates to rows of lights or lighted lamps, and it's characterized by lit candles, lamps, family feasts. Yes, there is a lot of feasting, and of course fireworks.
Oh, it's the stuff of magic indeed. Now, with the main Diwali celebration taking place this Thursday, the 4th of November, that's this year, we thought it would be a great time to learn more about why and how it is commemorated. Now, our friend of Expresso, clinical psychologist Asha Dulab, who is of the Hindu faith, is here to teach us more about this auspicious festival. How are you doing? You look beautiful.
You look gorgeous
Wow.
this morning. Does it feel good?
Absolutely.
Hey?
Oh yes, the vibrant colours and just to dress up, it's beautiful. It's really just the start of the spirit of the celebration.
Asha, why don't you dress like this more often?
I should.
You definitely should.
Are you going to dance for us?
Maybe.
Because I just know that you can. I know that you can. How do we know when is the right time to celebrate Diwali, and how long traditionally do the celebrations last?
So Diwali is celebrated usually between like the mid-October and end of November months. It coincides with the position of the moon and the Hindu lunar calendar.
Okay.
So generally just takes place on the darkest day of the lunar month, which is the day of the new moon. And it generally lasts over 5 days, and each day has its own significance, and it's just a beautiful week where it just builds up to the ultimate day of the celebration, where we have the lighting of the lights and the family and the bonds, and of course the feast, the treats, the sweetmeats,
What is I mean, you briefly mentioned on it, but the story behind the festival itself and the celebration, I mean, it's a festival of light, right? But I was hearing earlier on the show, they talk about this sort of victory that light has over darkness. Spiritually, symbolically, what is going on there?
So it's called the Festival of Lights because it's about lighting it's the illumination of light within. So it's a triumph over good over evil, light over darkness, and knowledge over ignorance. So it's a time of a year where we focus on positivity, letting go of begrudges, letting go of any judgment, focusing on compassionate love, unconditional love, forgiveness, abundance, prosperity. It's just a space of introspection as well.
Something we should almost celebrate every day, right?
Yeah, no, I was saying a great opportunity. We love these kind of traditions where they give you a watershed moment emotionally to be able to say, okay, let's assess, let's debunk, let's move forward, refresh. I love all of those elements, but there are so many different aspects that are celebrated through Diwali. What are some of those important aspects, and how do we celebrate them through the 5 days of celebration?
So usually it starts off with cleansing of our environments, of our homes, like a beautiful spring clean. And then the next day we'll go on to preparation of the sweetmeats. Usually that starts a bit a way ahead, but lighting of lamps. Sometimes there's rangolis, that is just art with coloured powders or rice that's, adorned in the entrance of the homes. And rows of lights, sweetmeats, family time. I mean, I think it's a time where we just sort of embrace and connect with our family, sharing wishes and, of course, gifts. We're all looking forward to the gifts. Kids are all looking forward to gifts and adorning ourselves with beautiful traditional attire and, experiencing the lightness of being. For me, the energy of that light ignites the light within myself and then, of course, radiates within the rest of the world.
I absolutely love that. It's like poetry, G. It's a beautiful time. It's a beautiful moment, of course. And we're going to be chatting to you a little bit further on in the show later. So, of course, Mzansi, don't go anywhere. We are celebrating the Festival of Light, Diwali, as you've all heard. And the beautiful Asha Delab in an elegant and traditional outfit is going to be serving us with education.
Dancing for us in just
Yes, we're going to be dancing as well. But don't go anywhere. We'll catch you just a bit.
Well, we are continuing the conversations because Mendi, otherwise known as henna, is a paste associated with positive spirits and good luck. Indian wedding tradition calls for a Mendi ceremony to be held the night before the wedding as a way of wishing the bride good health and prosperity as she makes her journey onto marriage. Now, today we are decorating our hands and potentially feet ahead of Diwali this week. And joining us in studio to show us how it's done is Mendi artist Kamini Kara. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so we've been playing around with some ideas around where we need the decorations. I think Zoe's feet would be fantastic.
I'm happy to do some of the beautiful, like Mendi on my feet.
Is that done on the feet as well, traditionally?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh.
So we're using henna for this. Can you tell us a little bit more in terms of the pattern or the actual the pattern that you make on? Is there any symbolism to it?
No, there's no symbolism. Just we call it like I don't know how you say in English, but like it's a very good when you have a henna on your hand.
Okay, it means
for
good
any
luck.
occasion. Yeah, good luck. Yeah,
fabulous.
So
Wasty, you want to start with your arm?
Yes, I actually was going to do, because, I'm probably never going to get a tattoo. So we might as well start on this side of the arm. I'm looking for something that speaks to just life, spirituality, prosperity, strength.
Draw some muscle.
Randomness and muscle. Thank you. That's all of that. Okay, I'm going to go first. And then, are you going to do your feet?
Yeah, I'll do my feet.
All right, so let me explain to you what I'm feeding right now. I'm actually feeding the positivity happening as we speak.
Okay.
That's not going to go right there. And see, this is the type of day where I should have shaved my arms.
Do you ever shave your arms?
No, I never shave my arms, but I mean, this would be a good day to do so, to try.
Now, Kamini, how big do you go? Is it all up to the individual?
yes, till ear, full hand.
You can do like a whole
outside.
Yes. Yes, okay. By the way, the boys were saying, do my head, you guys. Hey, don't you do that. Look at that, look. Oh, fantastic.
Where did you learn to do this?
I just learn myself.
Oh, wow.
See the people putting, and I just learn.
Self-taught, eh? And I mean, already it's beautiful. I won't lie to you.
Is it ticklish?
I might fall asleep.
Oh, okay.
There's something very calming about it as well as we go along. And I cannot wait to see the finished product. And I'm going to continue, and I'll let you know what the finished product is like. Also, I'm intrigued to find out what this will look like on Zoe's feet.
Yeah, I'm going to do my feet. I think it's going to look so beautiful. Carmini's not going anywhere. She's going to finish this up on Wasty, and we're going to catch up on your morning headlines for one last time today. And we'll show you. We promise we will.
Inspiring work. We take a look at a final update on the news headlines. Now, the Gauteng Department of Health will man 94 temporary vaccination sites at selected polling stations today. The goal is to vaccinate as many people as possible against COVID-19. The vaccination sites are spread across all 5 districts and will be in operation throughout the day. And the department says people only need to have their identity documents or an affidavit or of their identity in order to be vaccinated. Now, the spokesperson also also appealed to people at polling stations to comply with COVID-19 security measures. Meanwhile, the Independent Electoral Commission, that's the IEC in the Western Cape, where certain areas are regarded as hotspots, says that they are ready at all 577 polling stations, where thousands of voters will draw their crosses today in this year's local government election. Western Cape election official Michael Hendricks said that earlier, more than half of the special votes scheduled for the weekend had been cast. Hendricks added that the IEC had sufficient capacity to deal with any problems which may arise. The polls opened at 7 o'clock this morning and will close tonight at 9 p.m. In international news, an elephant's tusks are among its defining features, and they help the animal lift heavy branches, topple trees, and dig holes for water. But an increasing proportion of female elephants in Mozambique's Gorongosa National Park have been born without these crucial tools. Scientists say that it's an evolutionary response to the brutal killing of elephants for their tusks during the country's 15-year civil war. Ryan Long, a professor of wildlife sciences at the Idaho University in the U.S., said that the proportion of tuskless female elephants increased more than threefold during that period. The famous Italian restaurant owner Ado Campiol, known as the father of tiramisu, has died at the age of 93. Now, Campiol was the owner of Le Berish, a restaurant in Treviso in the northern Italy, where the famous dessert was invented by his wife and a chef. The dish, featuring coffee-soaked biscuits and mascarpone, was added to their menu in 1972, but never patented by the family. It has since become a staple of Italian cuisine, adapted by chefs worldwide. Tiramisu translated into English as pick me up. Now, Max, a blue and gold macaw aged 20, has received a fully functional 3D printed prosthetic beak after engaging with other macaws, during which his beak was initially damaged, then ripped off. Now, the fisticuffs occurred in the separate incidents some time ago, and he was operated on at the Roberg Veterinary Clinic in Plettenberg Bay. A local vet, Dr. Brendan Tyndall, administered the anesthesia. Professor Gerard Steenkamp attached the prosthesis, and former Pretoria University professor and specialist prosthodontist Kules van Heerden assisted in the process. Steenkamp, who was recently member of a team that performed the first CT scan on a live adult rhino at the On-the-Sport Veterinary Academic Hospital, on which we reported a few days ago, said, and I quote, "Max is doing just fine with no complications with the beak that have been seen so far." Now, the groundbreaking surgery, believed to be the first of its kind in South Africa, was performed under Steenkamp's leadership. As of now, Max is eating normally with the 3D printed titanium beak and has returned home. Beautiful, beautiful story. And that's where we leave it for this morning. Here's a final look at the sports with Graham.
Thanks so much, Tubbs. Let's start with cricket news. Afghanistan claimed their second win in 3 matches at the T20 World Cup, beating Namibia by 62 runs yesterday. Mohammad Shahzad top scoring with 45 as Afghanistan posted a very competitive 160 for 5 in their 20 overs. Namibia were then restricted to just 98 for 9 as Haveen Ul Haq and Hamid Hassan both took 4 wickets each. Then later in the day, New Zealand beat India by 8 wickets. India posting 110 for 7 with Trent Bolt taking 3 for 20 and making easy work of it. Darren Mitchell scoring 49 as the Black Caps won with more than 5 overs to spare. On to football. The standout game of the weekend saw Man United bouncing back, beating Spurs 3-0. Ronaldo, Cavani and Rashford all with goals as United now move up to 5th on the log. Then Chelsea continued their winning run by beating Newcastle 3-0. Reece James netting twice as the Blues stretch their lead at the top of the table to 3 points now. That lead is courtesy of Liverpool dropping points, playing out to a 2-2 draw against Brighton, with the Seagulls coming from 2 goals down to earn that point. And then the shock of the weekend, undoubtedly, Man City's 2-0 loss to Crystal Palace. Zaha and Gallagher doing the damage there. Then on to rugby. The All Blacks are back on top by the finest of margins. And Beauden Barrett marked his 100th Test match with 2 tries as New Zealand thumped Wales 54-16 in Cardiff. The All Blacks Blacks running in 7 tries as they remain unbeaten against Wales since 1953, in fact. TJ Perinara, Will Jordan, Dalton Papali'i, Siburisa and Anton Leonard-Brown, they were all getting over the whitewashes. New Zealand, they moved on to 91.36 points in the international rankings. South Africa, who are 91.13 points, they'll of course play Wales this weekend before matches against Scotland and England. The New Zealand will face Italy, Ireland and France on their roster. Then on to tennis finally. Alex Zverev, he beat American Francis Tiafoe 7-5 and 6-4 in the final of the Vienna Open to claim his 5th title of the year. The German, clearly in the form of his life, won in 1 hour and 36 minutes and has now won all 5 finals that he has competed in this year. Zverev found the breakthrough in the very tense 12th game, which he took after 3 deuces to win the first set. He then served 8 aces in that second set on his way to a memorable victory. Well, that's where we leave our sporting headlines for this Monday morning. Let's get one last look at the weather, see what our voters have in store for them today and some of those temperatures.
Thank you so much, G. It's time to take a final look at the weather today, and with results coming in hopefully for voters, with parts of the Western Cape and Northern Cape, they do appear to be in for a challenging time today, as heavy winds are predicted and polling stations set up in the IEC tents are expected to receive a battering. Now, while the weather forecast for the elections today is for warm and sunny conditions across Gauteng and no significant weather events in other parts of the country, potentially destructive winds are, however, forecast for the southern extremities of the Western Cape, as well as Calvinia, Sutherland and Fraserburg in the Northern Cape. Now, Bubele Bula of the SA Weather Service said cooler daytime temperatures with some rapid scattered showers are also expected, especially over the Cape Metropole, the Overberg and the Cape Winelands. Now, a few showers with windy conditions are anticipated to spread to the Eastern Cape towards afternoon and into the evening, with also a lot of strong winds that are expected over the Garib municipality in the Free State. Now, despite some weather conditions being slightly less favorable, we urge you all to go and make your mark. And if you are out early enough, why not share your sunrise views with us from the voting stations? Now, Lucy Jager Mini started off our new week of sunrise views to enjoy with this shot of the sun coming up over the hill between the clouds in the distance. Just absolute magic stuff. And then we have Maureen Turner from Durbanville, who shared this beautiful warm-hued sunrise photo taken on Sunday morning, looking towards the mountains and a place we all absolutely love. And then our family, Louise G. Cherry, shared this peaceful view overlooking the Val Dam just as the sky begins to lighten. Oh, those warm hues across the sky must be even more beautiful in person. You're making us jealous. Now, last but not least, though, Nicholas Meyer from Hartenbosch shared this great silhouetted shot as the sun peeps over the hill, casting similar hues across the sky in his area. Oh, wow, Mzansi, you're stepping it up this morning. Thank you so much for these beautiful images. Keep bringing them through. Keep sharing it on our social media channels. We love seeing how you start your day. But now, to take a look at the temperatures this morning, one last time. Polokwane, a low of 7 and a high of 31 degrees. In Mbombela, your day starts at 19, moving up to 32 degrees. In Pretoria, you're starting off with a low of 17 and a high of 31. In Joburg, your day starts at 15, moving up to a high of 28 degrees. Mahikeng, sunny day expected. 13 is your low with a high of 34 degrees. In Klerksdorp, you start your day at 13, moving up to a nice warm 33 degrees. And Kimberley, very similar with a low of 9 and a high of 32 degrees. Bloemfontein following suit with a low of 8, moving up to 30 degrees Celsius. And then in Richards Bay, a warm start of 20 degrees, moving up to 30 degrees for the day. In Pietermaritzburg, the warmth continues with a low of 15 and a high of 32 degrees. And then Durban, keeping it casual with a 19 low and a high of 26 degrees. Mthatha, however, can expect thunder showers. Your day starts at 10, moving up to 34 degrees. East London, a cloudy day, 14 is a low, moving up to 25 degrees. In Cradock, you start with a low of 9 and a high of 33 degrees Celsius. And then moving up to Mabega, where you have some rain expected, 30% chance, 14 is a low, moving up to 21. And George, very similar conditions, 11 with a low, your low of 11, high of 19 degrees. And then in Cape Town, 80% chance of rain coming through, 12 degrees, moving up to 17 high. Worcester, rain also expected your side, a low of 15 and a high of 9. And then in Sutherland, a chilly start to the day at 1 degree, moving up to 14 with rain expected as well. But then again in Uppington, sunny day expected, a low of 11 and a high of 25 degrees. Obviously, of course, we are celebrating Diwali, so let's check out what the team is up to.
Yeah, Nikia, we had a naughty giggle now, so just be honest, we've been asking for some interesting
I'll show you.
little items of you. But Carmini, it's been so beautiful. Honestly, thank you so much. I just wanted to let's reveal the Mendy.
Okay, you reveal yours
and
first.
Just want to let you know.
Look at that.
It's a symbol of inspiration, strength and prosperity. When you look at this, I want you to feel calm. I want you to feel like you know everything's going to be okay.
You should totally get it tattooed. It looks good on you.
Oh, thank you.
And
all
then
right, I'm
I
going
went
today.
for the feet. I kind of thought I would do like a little, almost looks like a foot tattoo.
Hey, look how nice.
And then as a surprise, we put a smiley face on my birthmark.
Wait, it's a smiley face?
Patrick.
Go, lift it up.
Try to angle it.
Just angle it. Come on out. There it is. Look at that. That's the surprise. That's a symbol of happy. The thing is, the message there is that don't submit to defeat.
No.
Always be happy in what you do. But yes, happy Diwali. And of course, we're just getting into the vibes. And there's more performances coming up very, very soon on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. So make sure you stick around for that. We want to be tattooed on your TV.
Nespresso New Virtuo, with a single touch and innovative technology for a generous crema and unique moments to share. Virtuo, standards are meant to be broken. Nespresso, what else?
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso as we continue to celebrate love, light and joy. Diwali, or the Festival of Lights, it signifies the triumph of good over evil, of light over darkness, and it is a part of our South African heritage, and it is as much a part of South Africa as any other religion. And I'm so glad that so many people are going to be expressing their culture through that today, just like this phenomenal human being. She's an actress, a TV presenter, and of course a beautiful mom. Karishma Basde now joins us in studio to share some thoughts, some insights about this cultural festival, and you look beautiful.
So much.
It must be so fun being able to get dressed up like this, because you're expressing your culture.
And we don't get to do it often enough. We really don't.
We don't get to do it often enough. And I love that, you know, this is such a joyous time for anyone, being Hindu and, you know, celebrating with Diwali. What does it mean to you?
So Diwali's always been such a special time for me. You know, it's a time of celebration and love and light and joy and family. And it's always been that one day that we all look forward to. I think especially to get all dressed up. We have all these beautiful, you know, ethnic clothes that we never get to wear unless it's a wedding or a big occasion. So this is the one time to dress up, and you get to see family and friends. You know, my mom and I are baking and making our little goodies and making our parcels, and, you know, we like, oh, people are going to come see us, or we're going to go to someone's house. So it's special. And we have a big meal, and just lighting up our entire home is incredible.
And how important is it for you to pass these traditions on to your daughter?
I was going to say, because this must be a completely different experience
No,
now.
so it's totally different. It has a totally different spin on it. And last year was her first Diwali, but she was so little. She was like 6 months. And so now she's a little bit older, and, you know, I'm so excited to see how she's going to react to everything, and, you know, the prayer that we do and lighting all the lamps, and I think she's going to love it.
Do you get to dress her up? Does she
Yes,
of
of course. Of course, and I can't wait. And she loves to get all dressed up.
Oh,
so,
sure.
she's
I
mama's
wonder where
girl.
she gets that from.
You know,
yeah.
I wonder.
I just wonder. We've got a little beautiful picture up there. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. I know you are quite a spiritual person.
Yes.
And an opportunity like this, it's great to have the sweet treats and all the family connections and all those sorts of things are wonderful, but there is an opportunity here to do something on a deeper level. What does this mean to you spiritually? What do you try to get out of this?
Well, you know, Diwali is about love and light and prosperity and joy. And for me, those are such important concepts in my life in general. And this is the one day where I think I get to really put everything else aside and sit down and focus on those. And whether it's lighting my lamp in the evening, lighting those other little diyas or lamps, you know, around my home, and really thinking about inviting that into my life. Yeah.
I love that.
It is amazing. And I'm trying to, like, listening to what you were just saying, inviting that into your life. Surely there are some elements you can incorporate into your day-to-day life, not just during this time, the Festival of Light.
Well, definitely. I mean, embracing love and light, I think, is a concept that runs through my whole life. And I think everyone can, you know, incorporate that and just think about, how can we be more positive? How can we be kinder? How can we be a light for others, you know, in this world, and be a light for ourselves, and just keep that light burning? You know, we've experienced a lot of darkness in this world, you know, recently. And so now is the time to just, you know, turn up that light and let it shine bright.
I'm so glad you pointed that out, because I've been looking for a new ritual, something that we can cling to that kind of sets a new tone, because we've all been through what we've been through over the last 20 months or so. And I think people are needing to let go or needing to move into a new phase. Maybe this is that gateway.
Exactly. And, you know, even just in my meditation in the morning or the evenings, you know, I light a little candle or I light my lamp, and I sit down and I think about that significance of lighting something, physically lighting something, but then inviting that light into my life in a greater, you know, aspect of things.
What's your favorite thing to eat?
Well, soji. So I think I'm going to be cooking some a little bit later. Barfi and gulab jamun.
Oh my gosh.
It's like all the, I believe calories don't count.
No, not during
Diwali.
this time.
Girl, for the next 5 days, they don't. Just think light.
Light, love, joy, celebration, you know, celebrating all these delicious things I'm putting into my mouth. So, yeah.
Oh, we are sending you nothing but light and love to you and your gorgeous family.
Thank you.
Enjoy it. I know it's going to be a very special one this
And
year.
sending that right back to you. Oh.
Thank you. Thank you.
Light. Life, love, we love it. We're back with the dancers from the amazing Bollywood dance troupe. They're called Tare. We love them, and they have a new production that can be seen virtually at the comfort of your own home. It's titled The Tare Express. You want to be part of it, and they join us once again in studio this morning to perform Boom Bro. Ladies, take it away.
Visie was born, Elsaras Gasavan. Visie was born. Visie was born, Elsaras Gasavan. Visie was born. मस्ती के हमको राग गाएंगे, हम खुशियाँ रब से मांग लाएंगे. बिखरे सुरों से गीत बनाकर, टूटे हुए ख्वाबों को सजाकर, झूमो रे झूमो झूमरो, बुमरो बुमरो, बुमरो बुमरो, शाम रंग बुमरो बुमरो बुमरो, शाम रंग बुमरो, केजी चुक सो तालानो, हो हो. तितली से रंग तुला दुनिया पे रंग लुटा दे फूलों से खुशबू ला और गगन गगन महका दे तू घूम घूम तू झूम झूम तो झूमेगा ये अंबर तू जान जान ले ठान ठान ले बदलेगा हर मंजर आंखों को अपनी तारे बना के सारी दुनिया को चमका के झूमो रे झूमो झूम रो बुम रो शाम रंग बुम रो शाम रंग बुम रो ये जिचक से हो ना 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 हो Monsieur mal was bon als das gesaben Monsieur mal was bon als das gesaben bum ro शाम रंग बुम रो शाम रंग बुम रो
Come on! And this is just a taste of what you can expect from the Tare Express Boom Bro. Here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, tickets are available on quicket.co.za. And you do want to be a part of this magical, joyful experience. We'll be back in just a bit.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Yes, welcome back, you beautiful souls. Of course, when you hear that intro, you know you're going to get educated emotionally, spiritually, and everything else that involves it. Now, when we experience something good or bad, we have a script that we follow that guides whether we think we deserve that experience or not. Now, you may have thought, I am worthy of love after getting into a new relationship, or maybe I have bad luck after losing something sentimental. Now, these are so-called core beliefs, and it's important for our mental health and relationships to understand where these come from.
Yeah, man, we have got a life script and it's playing out, but can we meld our life scripts together? Well, it's a Monday, and that means we are talking all things relationship, and today we are asking, what core beliefs do you have about yourself, and how does that affect your relationship? And our clinical psychologist and good friend Asha Dulab is here to help us discuss this, and we are obviously taking any of your questions or comments via our Facebook page, so please head over there if you can. You've changed. Changed. I don't know how to deal with you anymore. You still look great. You still seem ready for this. This is something I think about a lot. I suppose in the context of being a parent, you're constantly thinking about these things and doing like a self-audit, and also within relationship. And it gets quite interesting when you can take a step back and see where your core beliefs are and what they're about, and where your partner's core beliefs are, and how often they don't match up. But where does that script start? Where do our core beliefs come from, and where can we start heading into dangerous, dark, murky waters when it comes to core beliefs?
So our core beliefs start right into childhood. It's our upbringing. It's influenced by our culture, our community, our education facilities. Everything influences our core beliefs. And we have core beliefs that become automatic responses. So you don't even think about it and that core belief comes up. And you will notice it when there's a stressful situation, where there's pressure or stress, like in a relationship, if there's a conflict. You need to observe how are you feeling, how are you reacting, and it's linked to our thoughts. We are creative human beings and we're constantly creating our scripts in every transaction with another human being.
Okay, well now, so maybe you can talk to me about, like, can we categorize core beliefs? Are there like certain branches of it? I mean, how does it all work and how can it be impacted on essentially?
So we have core beliefs about ourselves, and then we have core beliefs of other people, and of course core beliefs of the world at large. So it's I am messages, or people are, or the world is. So maybe it's like I am unlovable. People are untrustworthy, the world is unsafe. So that can play out in all aspects of our lives, not only in our intimate relationships, but in every relationship, and also in different contexts as well.
So it's like setting up a sort of narrative for how I'm going to respond and deal with situations based on this core belief, right?
Yes.
Now, the crazy thing is, because I'm constantly, and this is our job, gives us this, where your paradigm shifts dramatically, because every day you meet someone new who shifts your core beliefs. We see it as being this like set in stone, but it's not. It's not actually reality. It's just your perception, your belief. Is it always a negative thing where, you know, when we talk about these, like, you know, I see myself as unlucky, I'm not worthy of love, I'm not... Do these core beliefs always manifest in a negative way, or is there a positive spin off, like, I always win, I am a hero, you know, like, is it always a negative association?
It generally is associated with negative kind of scripts that we look for evidence to affirm.
Yes.
But when there's awareness and you become aware of them, you can transform them. I like to use the word transform than change. Transform to redefine that narrative and change that negative core belief to something more positive, from something like I'm worthless to I'm more worthy, or I'm unlovable to I am lovable. And we need to look then for evidence for that new core belief, the new positive one, because our brain, our mind constantly searches for evidence to affirm our belief. And what is a belief? A belief is a thought that you keep thinking. That's all that it is.
It's a neural pathway. It's just a neural pathway.
I must just say, my core belief right now is that Ashudullah, I believe in you. I believe in everything you serve us right now. It really is giving us the confidence and also the understanding of what exactly our core beliefs are. And we're going to carry on with that conversation in just a bit. Of course, we want to know what your core beliefs are. Maybe it's something you can come through and let us know, and what's important to you. But don't go anywhere. This conversation will continue where we dive deeper into all these beliefs.
And now time for us to get a bit inspired in the fashion sense. Now, we know style is one way to say who you are without actually saying a word. And what better way to do so than in bespoke and sophisticated Indian clothing this Diwali. Yes, it's super expressive. And we're joined in studio by the Durban-based mum and daughter duo, Swastika Mani and Sanyukta Singh, behind the House of S and the S, the label, out in KZN. Ladies, you look stunning, my word.
Thank you.
What a way to make a statement. I mean, from the get-go, just looking at the two of you, I know that you definitely are sending a message out there, but the House of S and your fashion label, stems from a specific intention. What was the reason that you decided to start this label?
So the House of S is my baby since 2013, 2014. South African women love the ethnic look, but not everything is available here. So I try to give them as much of a proper ethnic look so that they can redefine their individuality. We can lend our own look to the whole Indian look. So I started it to redefine the bridal ensemble and the occasion wear looks in South Africa.
Bring it home, but still make it quite individual and exciting. Yes. Well, tell us about the looks that we're going to be seeing here today that you guys have brought along with you.
Okay.
So on Zoe, what we have today is going to be a very effortlessly and so chic look.
I love it.
It's a dhoti pants paired with a classic ikat kimono, and obviously the whimsical embroideries just make this such a versatile piece. I mean, the kimono can be worn on a pair of slacks and a white vest.
Right.
So I guess it's just all about showing who you truly are and bringing ethnic to SA.
Oh, there's a lot of creativity that's gone into making something like this. Let's talk about that artistic journey that has taken the two of you ladies and your team to really bring this sort of expression to life.
So we giggle at each other because we are always at loggerheads when it comes to the artistic
Do you
design.
clash a lot?
We clash a lot. Sunny is all about cotton, comfort clothing, something that she can transition from day into night. My looks are all about pure fabrics, plush fabric that fall on the skin like butter. It needs to be willowy and feminine and chic and sophisticated. And Sunny seems to do well with this generation where they want funk, but they want ethnic, and like one thing has to answer so many questions. So that's what we did with Zoe's look, where she can transition into night, putting on a heavier neck piece, bigger earrings, take off the kimono, and she's super sexy and hot to go into an evening.
How do you then decide which look to go for before we see our next model? I mean, if you're always clashing and trying to strike the balance between, you know, what's sort of modern and edgy and dynamic and, you know, what's traditional and classic, who usually wins the sort of clash?
So that's why we started the Label, because we couldn't find a winner. She has her own sense of style, and my sense of style was so different. So I cater for the brides and the occasion wear, and Sunny caters for the young, funky, contemporary look, and just everyday ethnic looks that will give you an individual look, but is soft and comfortable.
They work. Well, listen, you've got another model, and I want to find out who came up or sort of decided on this approach. Come on through. I mean, this is absolutely stunning. I can see wedding inspiration going on there, but could also be quite playful as like a lifestyle, sort of social, you know, hangout. This looks like a combination of the two worlds to me.
It definitely is.
Yeah?
I always believe that your clothing should reflect who you are on the inside and as a person, and I've known Karishma for a while now, and her colorful, vibrant personality with her bold looks, I think that the extremely big pop of pink skirt, but then picked up in the intricate embroideries of the blouse, just ties in the look so well.
A beautiful chic, but very strong femininity that comes through with it as well. I love that.
The statement neck piece is what makes it more of a Diwali look. So something like what Sunny designed in the Label would be a day look, and this can transition into a night look. But you can also wear a silk shirt tucked into the skirt, and that's the second use for the skirt. So I hate with my designs to ever have to use it once and then put it away in a cupboard and never get to use it again.
Why would you want to store this in a cupboard and never wear it again, right?
Yeah, so I choose pieces that you can reuse, and I meet with each of my customers personally, if I possibly can, just to give them the styling ideas of how you can wear your piece the second and third time and style it differently.
Red carpet, yes, but also Saturday lunch out with the girls.
Yes.
Oh, yes, I love it. I mean, our model is absolutely gorgeous. Well, ladies, well done. I think that you are reimagining the way that we see traditional fashion, and you're bringing it to life in the most inspiring way. Well done.
Thank you.
It's beautiful. Well, listen, that's mother and daughter duo Swastika Mani and Sanyukta Singh from the House of S and the Label out in KZN, capturing the charm, yes, but also the mystical quality of India through their clothing. And they do it so beautifully. What a great inspiration for Diwali celebrations. I think I'm going to get myself a little item, maybe. You know, it's all about individuality. Oh, yes. Well done, ladies.
Thank you.
Welcome back. You're still live with Expresso as we continue our relationship chat. So, being the start of a fresh new week, we are talking relationships, and today we are asking what core beliefs you have about yourself and how they affect your relationships. And we are back with clinical psychologist and good friend Asha Dulab to unpack this very interesting topic. So please weigh in with any questions or comments on our Facebook page, especially if you've been able to rewrite your script.
Yeah.
That's what I'm interested in. Being able to, yes, have awareness, as you pointed out, but then to break free of those shackles, of those patterns, and recreate. Why is it so important for us to get to a point where we understand our core beliefs, even if we aren't quite controlling them yet, and work towards a point of being able to change them, rewrite them?
Well, we definitely are seeking fulfilling relationships. And when these core beliefs come up, we can feel quite stuck in relationships with repetitive patterns that play out over and over. So usually in couples, you'll find that the same fight or the same argument comes up, and is often related to that core belief that just kicks in. And if you're not aware of it, it just repeatedly plays out all the time. So for healthier relationships, obviously for overall mental well-being, less conflict, more happiness.
Is it something that only plays out in a romantic relationship, or is it any relationship or engagement that we have in general?
In every relationships across all our contexts, within the work environment, within our nuclear families, within our relationships, friends, it all plays out in all relationships. That's why it's so significant to understand what comes up. And we need to get in touch when that uncomfortable feeling comes up, because it's usually a belief that is untrue, it's perpetuating, and it feels uncomfortable. And it's the key thing is when there's stress or pressure, it's the sign that it comes up.
The problem with these kind of self-fulfilling prophecies, if you will, is we're waiting for them to come true, and then once they come true, we're like, oh, I told you I have bad luck, because this keeps happening to me. But it's you've got to kind of flip it on its head. How do we break free from that when we're not getting the right kind of reinforcement? How do we start that conversation within ourselves? It's one thing to say, I deserve to be loved, but if you're not being loved right then and there, it's difficult to prove that to yourself. So how do you start that process internally for yourself? How do we work at changing these core beliefs?
So for example, if we look at a core belief of, I am a failure. So very often we feel that we are failures in all aspects of our life, but that is untrue. So maybe look for an area in your life where you do not feel like a failure.
It's like when you failed running for the flag. And came second.
How do you?
You know, you won at some other things.
Find the silver lining. I thought you were going to talk about me dancing now or something.
You see, you found something else that you're really, really good at.
I love it, man. But look, I think it's something that it definitely affects us. It definitely is something that I think, if we're not aware of it, it's something that we need to be aware of. It's something that I didn't realize is a part of almost, I don't know, would you agree with this in saying that it almost forms a part of our identity once we have that understanding, and it's a big part of our characteristics, right?
Absolutely. It forms our whole personality in our character. It's how we relate to every aspect of any transaction with a human being.
Then, maybe again, putting on my parents' hat, is there a way we can be preemptive about this and write the right kind of script? So what should we be doing, saying to ourselves and to our partners and and to our kids, to set the right script, to write the right kind of core belief system?
So we cannot get away from our scripts, because our scripts incorporate both positive and negative. That just makes us as a human being. So once we have awareness, if you are struggling to identify those core beliefs, it will be very important to try and seek help, to try and understand where the core belief comes from. It's very important to link it to where did it all start. Because once you understand that link, it's an awakening, and you can easily resolve conflicts or moments of discomfort far more quicker. It's about closing that gap of that automatic negative thought that comes up, and some people can stay in that space for a week, a month, a year, a lifetime. And it's about saying, okay, it's come up for me, I'm aware of it, I can release it. So it's about that space.
Well, for anyone out there is going, caught in a trap for my entire life, are you crazy? Just think about it. There are probably patterns that are playing out. And while you can't go back and change your childhood, we have no choice. Your future, as yet, is unwritten. So you can write whatever script you want for yourself. You might have changed in your outfit, but you haven't changed inside. You're still the most amazing person, giving us amazing advice. Thank you so much. And blessings and light and love once again for Diwali.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely, of course. Now, you may want to know what your core belief is. It's important that you pay attention to it. It's important that you identify with it. And, of course, make sure that you can identify with who you are. Our beliefs are important to us. And now, something more important as well, Diwali is the celebration, and we're heading to the kitchen to get some more cooking inspiration.
Core beliefs, insight, and one of the core beliefs is that you need to entertain in the kitchen, especially when you are celebrating with us, Diwali, of course, and also known as the Festival of Lights. Food that comes with the celebration also plays a big part in the festival, and we have actress, TV presenter, mom, extraordinaire, individual that doesn't follow me on Facebook. It's Karishma Bazday joining us in the kitchen to share one of her favorite treat recipes. It's called, is it soji or soji?
Soji. I say soji.
Soji.
Yeah.
Soji balls. These are not only a delicious sweet treat, but are simple and easy to make. Soji. That's it.
It's one of my favorite things, and it's so quick and easy and simple, and we don't only make it around Diwali, so it's a little sweet treat every now and again. But like I said, calories don't count in Diwali.
In any celebration that you're going to go into, no, the calories do not count.
Exactly.
You just kind of just flow with it, which is quite important. So, yeah, so these soji balls, I mean, I just wanted to know in terms of celebrations, or is this just like a treat for the kids as well? And
yes, of course. And, you know, soji is made in, you know, a lot of different ways.
All right.
So I'm just going to take this off here. It's a little bit hot. So you can make soji as like just a traditional pudding.
Yes.
You can add almonds. It's such a versatile, you know, base for a lot of things. And I just wanted to tweak it a little bit.
Okay.
And, you know, make it something presentable for a table, something you can put in your little box, Diwali box that you're going to gift to, you know, your friends or, you know, your family or whatever.
You're sharing, right?
Yes.
It's all about sharing light and sharing positivity.
And love.
And a lot of that.
Celebration. So you start off with some ghee,
all right.
clarified butter in your pan. And this is semolina.
Yes.
So you just put that in there, and this is quite hot.
So you're almost making like a roux, but
Yes.
it's like a special Diwali roux.
And the thing is that you let this fry off a little bit because you want it to get a little bit of color.
Yes, indeed.
You know, on it and get it like nice and toasty. So you let that fry.
So I think this is also connected to the celebrations because, I mean, color is part of the celebrations, right?
Exactly.
So you actually are doing what, let's just say the equivalence of fireworks, but in the kitchen.
Making it into food.
Right?
You know?
That's
making
exactly. It's explosive and amazing.
Into food. And I mean, you could even put, you know, some food coloring in here. You could make it, you know,
I'd love
all
to.
sorts of, you know, different things.
Like you could do a red velvet soji.
Yeah, you could.
Soji ball.
You know,
That'd be amazing.
Why not?
All right.
Okay, so once it's got a little bit of color,
okay.
then you add in your milk.
Milk.
Yeah.
Great. I'm assuming, are you going to do a combination of milk and a little bit of cream as well?
Cream, because, you know, we want all the decadence.
I am
you know?
ready for that.
And then you got to be quite quick on it. So then you just give it a little mix, get all of that mixing in there.
This is not your first rodeo with this soji balls.
No,
Yeah, that's
gotta
it.
Get in there. Okay, put a little bit more in.
And this is really versatile, and I'm liking the fact that the applications are endless. I mean, you can make it like on a plate, like a little soji ball tower.
Exactly.
And then you can drizzle chocolate on the top over there. Oh, it looks so good on a plate.
And your cream.
Oh, so
for a
cream's going
little
in.
bit extra decadence.
Oh.
You know,
I love the decadence.
And then
Give me decadence all day. This is cool.
All about the decadence.
And the semolina as well. I mean, it's such a great. It fixes up. You know, it kind of tightens things up, especially when you're adding the other fats.
Yes,
it just brings everything together. It makes a dough, pretty much.
Creamy, beautiful dough, and then you just keep on stirring.
All right.
Stirring it up in there, letting it get nice and smooth, and then towards the end, you're going to add a little bit of your sugar.
Ooh. See, there's where the calories don't count, eh?
You know?
Yeah, okay, that's cool. That's
with the cream, you know?
Would you suggest any sort of alternatives to sugar? If you would, like, would you add something different there?
I would do a coconut sugar. I mean, I quite like the caramelized kind of, vibe in there, so that would be quite nice. So you're going to just work at this for, a little bit, but because it's TV,
oh, yes,
we've got...
Oh, my word, what did you just make there? That was, wow.
Wow.
Hey, oh, what? Where did that come from? Okay.
So you're going to get it to kind of this consistency, right? And then you're going to just take a little bit, so easy.
And you see, now this is what I love about cooking, is that it's tactile. Exactly. You know, you are massaging love into it. You are literally going Diwali, and then you're just going in there, and Festival of Lights are all coming through.
When you eat this, you're going to taste the love from my hands.
Fireworks in the mouth.
In this.
Right?
So you're going to make a few little balls, just like this.
And this is such an easy recipe as well. And I mean, the applications are endless because you can dip it, you can add all sorts of different
anything, with it. And then I've just got some.
Ooh, here we go.
Like dairy milk chocolate. You can use dark chocolate.
I actually brought you something else because I thought that you need a bit of sparkle because you are a bit of sparkle.
Yeah, you can help me decorate.
Oh, can I? Thank you.
Yeah, you can go for it. And so you can do it. I mean, imagine you could dip these in like even white chocolate first, and then
So
drizzle a little bit of this.
Okay, now we're gonna do the drizzle, fish drizzle.
There we go. Oh, already so good.
You know, and this is this is what you do in the kitchen to just make it happen. You know, you got some
creativity.
That's it. I'm feeding the creativity.
This is something the kids can get involved in, as well.
Right.
Decoration.
And also, I mean, if it's you and the significant other, you know that scene in Ghost, instead of the pottery, you're doing soji balls.
Why not?
It's a good idea.
I mean, even like one of these, I mean, you could just like dip it right in there. Do you know what I mean?
And then do a half.
Yeah.
Look at you go.
Kind of just do something like that.
And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that type of creativity. And that is awesome. And and then I've got some of my magical stuffs.
Okay, so you go for it.
Okay, my magic stuff.
Magic dust.
Yes, it's got to be magic. That's what we do. Look at that.
You could use gold. You could use silver. You can even use a little gold leaf.
Yes, gold leaf. Ooh, that's now you see you're into fine dining restaurant like that. I like that.
Come on, you can.
Okay, can I taste one? Oh, do you want me to? I'll tell you what. This is your one.
Yeah, exactly. Go. You see?
That's your one. Okay, there's magic there, just like that. Okay, I'm gonna give it a taste.
Go for it.
I just want to see because I know you've made this a little earlier, so let's give it a try. All right.
Okay.
Is there a word I could say or something like that just to celebrate? I'm just gonna go soji. Oh my. Okay, this is really decorative.
Can you feel the creaminess?
Okay.
The textures?
Texturally, this is amazing. Now I'm thinking about other applications. Now I'm thinking about, I mean, I'm sure if you can even put a little bit of fry on it in a pan, get a crunchy side to it.
You could put some nuts. You could put some toasted almonds in there,
This is really good.
Yeah.
This is honestly.
You could do anything with it.
This is great. You could even do it on your birthday. I mean, your birthday. Sorry.
Really?
I'm sorry, I had to.
I had to get that in there, hey? You had to.
I had to, but this is really gorgeous. It really is, and it's a great celebration in the kitchen as well. So if you want to go get the recipe, Karishma and I have been spending the entire evening getting this recipe sorted for you on expressoshow.com. So please go grab it. I'm going to continue eating, and then you can do the same.
More color on your plate means more wholesome benefits. So turn your meals into a balanced plate with Cool 5 a day. Eat better and stand a chance to win 5,000 Rand daily. Buy any 3 Cool products, dial *120*1987# or WhatsApp Cool 5 a day to 072-741-5357 and follow the prompts to enter. Cool uzogcwala.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, and this morning we are thrilled to announce the 10 fortunate weekly winners who went onto the Insider SA social media pages and entered to win themselves one of those 10 gig data bundles courtesy of Vodacom.
Ooh, lots of gigs to give away, and the winners are Jeanette Ras Thengiwe, Tanya Bengu, Nosipo Kumalo, Fulufelo Michelle Hope, Sipa Mi Taelo Masinga, Shanita 82 Bonolo, Tebogo Sibayeng, and Lerato Shireen Sitole. Huge congratulations! Come on! Oh, yes.
Congratulations and enjoy experiencing and unlocking more with your Vodacom data bundle.
And this week with the Insider SA, you do stand a chance to win another one of 10 gig data bundles. And the bundles are over here, over there, everywhere. They keep coming and it's easy to enter.
That's right. So to enter, find the Vodacom post on the Insider SA social media pages and comment on the post telling us what you like most about Vodacom Red plans. Very easy.
Yeah, it's very easy. You can find out more about the benefits of the new Vodacom Red packages by watching the Insider SA. That's this evening at 5:30 p.m. It's here on S3. And creativity is, of course, big business. We always talk about that as we see the highlights of filmmaker Thapelo Mokoena, fashion icon Gert Johan Coetzee, musician and people's cook Jay Something, media doc Dr. Kanyile, Maps Paponyane, influencer Jeannie Meyer, and of course we stay connected with how they get connected and stay connected with their own business fields.
Oh, see, we are all about connecting you on the Insider SA. So go on and watch the show tonight. That is at 5:30 p.m. on S3, and then head on over to the Insider SA social media pages to enter. And who knows, you could be winning yourself one of those 10 gig data bundles that's available so that you can experience Red and unlock more.
And this competition will close on Saturday at midnight. And of course, for those T's and C's, go on to theinsidersa.co.za. Let's dance a little bit for now.
Time for some entertainment to wrap up your Feel Good Breakfast show, and I can tell you the Tade Express, the performances 12 to 14 November, tickets available at Cricket, but this performance is going to take you on a journey on the Tade Express to some place called Film City, Mumbai, a place of magic, wonder and talent. Take it away, ladies.
बना ले हथियार बंदेया तू जीत लेगा जग लेके प्यार बंदेया इश्क को बना ले हथियार बंदेया तू जीत लेगा जग लेके प्यार बंदेया सहारा हो तेरा किनारा मैं तेरा सितारा तू मेरा तुझे पाके झूमेगा ये दिल मेरा यारा मेरी जिंदगी ये रोशन हुई ख्वाबों से जब से की दिल लगी यारा मेरी जिंदगी ये रोशन हुई ख्वाबों से जब से की दिल लगी
Don't miss out on the Tara Express. Of course, it's the 12th to the 14th of November. Those tickets are available, so make sure you do not miss out. Can't they give us another bow? That was
Give us another bow, ladies. Well done. Hey.
It's always a celebration. Like, they always have this beautiful smile on their face. Like, I can't not smile with them.
You got to dance. You danced yourself, man. You felt the joy. The best thing is you can hear them wherever they are in studio. You just hear like absolutely beautiful. What a way to celebrate culture, Karishma.
Thanks
Hope you have the most amazing day. Thank you for being a model today, a model chef today, for looking amazing, and just I hope you have the most amazing time with your beautiful family.
Thank you so much.
See you tomorrow. Go.
Have a wonderful day, Zanzi.
इश्क को बना ले हथियार बंदे